Okay.
And we're live. Welcome to Blades and Blasters presentation of The One Ring. This is Book 1, Chapter 6 of what I entitled The Return of the Shadow. The name of this episode is The Siege of Fornost. Before we begin, we'll get a little recap about what's happened prior. So, let's see here. Just to keep everybody on the same page, because a lot of the PCs are split up right now. So our last main session, basically what happened is that the adventurers were in Dunland, okay? They took the road north to the Shire, and they took the east road all the way up to the River Loon, and they went and enlisted the aid of the dwarves, okay? Dwarves. After that, Carol, Torvald, and what's your name? Character's name goes Dunhall. Domno. They got back on their horses and went back the way they came, all the way back to Dunland to rally the troops there. Okay. Meanwhile, all during this time, Goodwill Took and Arthur has been chilling here with the big ballers in Rivendell. I'm talking Eriador. I'm talking Elrond. I'm talking Glorfindel. Just banging on hoes. During this, all this has happened in the spring. They started a harrying campaign to disrupt the supplies for Fornost, which is right here. And so they've been up in the North Downs conducting raids on orcs who are attempting to supply Fornost. Which is there. And that is where we'll start. Does anybody have any questions?
Aravul and Vidar are where? Are they in Estelden?
Aravul and Vidar basically hang back with the dwarves to march that army. Okay. So basically, the dwarf army is going to have to march to get the Fornost this way and then up, while the Dunlanders are going to have to just march straight up the road to Fornost.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I did the logistics of it with the game system, and all the timing works about right, that they'll all kind of coalesce at a single point around the same time, which is cool.
Oh, baby.
All right. So this is basically part one of a two-part finale for this book, and a couple months from now we'll pick it up again, hopefully. So and so it rained, and it rained, and it rained. Though much of March and most of April it rained, and so it was that 500 sodden dwarves marched through the mire. First they slogged south along the River Loon, then, upon reaching the Gulf, they turned left, leaving the shore and striking east along the great road of the same name. There were a few fair days of warm and sunny weather, like the day in the White Downs. During that day, you witnessed rainbows arching among the tall towers like bridges of light, bringing you back to Losterion and its view across the great sea to Valinor. But the dwarves marched on through the downpour, sometimes suffering hardships and testing their hardiness. They forded small streams, and in areas the great east road was even washed away. It looked more like a series of small puddles and ponds than a road. But at last the company, nearly 500 strong, arrived upon the borders of the idyllic Shire. Here you saw a sign reading, Mickle Delving, Mayor, Will Whitfoot, welcome. But before we continue with that, I want to go ahead and do your travel rolls to see what misadventures you guys had on the way here. So, as far as PCs with this group, it's going to be Aravul and Vidar, correct?
Correct.
I believe so.
All right. Do you want to add any RP flavor before we get started with your rolls?
Sure. Arvul, as he's marching along with the dwarves, a lot of the times dismounts his horse so he can actually walk with them unless they're on ponies, and then he would ride. But to try to ingratiate himself to the dwarves who do not know him and that are taking this task along with him for the sake of Eriador and the Rangers particularly, would basically make sure that he is walking with them and attempting to learn about the dwarvish leaders and become friendly with them, if not at least familiar.
As they walk along, there's one Pilfred Broadbeam who's on Ervul's left, and he says, "Blast it! What type of curse have you put on us? It hasn't stopped raining since we set foot out of our mines."
And Arvul nods, but says, "This will make the tale of our glory even greater." And he kind of smiles. Marching through such horrible conditions to fight the enemy and defeat them. They will sing this in our songs, and the songs of glory, and the songs of the heroes of Eriador, dwarves, men, that will strike back against evil and the shadow.
Aye, that would be a song worth singing, I'd say. And behind you, there's like a lore master trying to scribble all this down in a book, but the rain keeps washing away the ink. He's like, blast it! What's Vidar up to?
Vidar is happily marching with his brothers. Despite the rain, he is not deterred or even bothered by it. Seeing, nearly 500 dwarves marching, and knowing that he had a hand in this, just kind of brings him great joy. So he's marching with the. I assume he's marching with the leaders that he spoke with, kind of a liaison between this army and the group that he's going to be joining. And he's just basically, just letting them know how grateful and how important the task is at hand.
Very well. All right, let's get on with the meat of the show here. We're going to do some travel rolls, quite a few of them, because you guys are on foot now with this army, basically.
Okay.
So you don't outpace them. I've done the math, and we're going to go back and forth between Ervul and Vidar. So I would like each of you to make a lore roll at DC 14 to see how many bonus die you get.
You say lore?
Lore.
Okay.
Ervul gets 1 bonus die.
Nice.
And Vidar gets 1.
That's 1 Dolph.
Dolph. So both of you guys get 1. Basically, each you're going to have to make 4 travel rolls at DC 16 and 1 travel roll at DC 14. Okay? You might get tired very quickly. Now, if you do, for some reason, start to suffer too much fatigue, what I'm going to let you do is displace your fatigue onto your troops. So your 500 troops might dwindle a little bit if you choose to displace it. So since Vidar rolled the Dolph, you go first. Let's do travel roll at DC 16. Do you want to use one of your bonus die or no?
No, but can I, use a
Hope?
hope?
Yeah, you can. Let me see.
Travel is what? Travel is body, or is it heart?
Travel is heart. and you're not favored, so it's still wouldn't get you. Still wouldn't get you success.
Man, okay.
So give yourself 2 fatigue.
Do you want us to declare our bonus roll before we roll? Bonus die
Yep,
before
yep.
we roll? I use my bonus die on this travel roll. The one for DC 16.
And obviously, this is going under travel fatigue.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Your turn, Airbull.
Okay, I'm gonna use a bonus die.
Okay. That would be a fail.
Uh-huh.
You want to hope it or no?
Well, I already said I was gonna use the bonus die, so.
No, I mean hope.
Hmm?
Like, do you want to use a hope?
Yeah, but I mean, it depends if my bonus die hits or not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead and roll your
I mean, do I need to decide beforehand?
No, I thought you rolled it. I'm sorry.
Oh no. Ha!
Close.
15. You can make it.
I will use a hope on that one.
All right.
I
Subtract
marked
1.
it. Yeah, I did.
Subtract 1 hope. All right. Round 2. Same thing, Vidar.
At 16 still?
15.
Boy. Maybe this rain is just a little bothersome.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go.
Bang on.
That is an extraordinary success. So with that, you get to actually pass on some advantages to Arvul.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, please do.
Yes, I will go ahead and
I think you can pass 2 extra dice on to him, right?
I will walk up next to Ervil. How are you doing, friend?
And Arvil just frowns and slogs through the muck as he's walking. So get bonus dice, or
Mm-hmm.
do I use them both on one roll, or do I just now have 2 bonus die?
I think there's just for this roll.
Okay. I don't need it.
Didn't even need it. But you can pass one back to
I will.
Vidar.
And he claps him on the shoulder and says, "We'll be there soon enough, for the glory of Eriador."
Vidar raises his head, inspired by his friend. And we're still at 16s?
Yep. You get 1 extra die too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can...
If you roll a 6, you could...
You just rolled, right? Yeah. 24. So you succeed, and you get to pass another one back to Arvul.
I've got a good feeling about this.
Boom! Journey's going smoothly. One more round at 16.
Arvil nods. Aye, this rain won't deter us. Nice.
No, it surely will not.
Nice.
All right, you have another success.
Ooh.
Even if you got a 6, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Still roll it though, so you can.
I'll just take the fatigue.
So two travel fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now this is the 5th round. Now you guys have to. So you guys are down here on your journey. You successfully forded the river Loon, and just on the last leg of your journey, the landscape is more rolling hills and just kind of slogging around in this muck more than anything else. So this one is at 14.
Okay.
Boom.
Dwarfs killing it.
Guys,
The dwarfs kill, bitch.
So you guys arrive.
Hardly any worse for the wear.
Just a little wet.
So, as you approach Mickle Delving, it's raining and it's nighttime. There's moonlight you can see reflecting wetly off the hills as it continues to downpour, and you're all horribly soaked and a little bit cold. It's in April, so it's warmed up a little bit, but the evenings are still quite frigid. As you pass the outskirts of Mickle Delving, you see the glowing lights of farmsteads in the distance, and they're like little amber points of warm light dotting the dark hills in the night. So this is something that I want you guys either make a travel or lore check on at DC 12. TN 12.
You want us to both roll?
Yeah, you can both roll. Travel or lore. Success, okay, normal success. So, you guys realize that it has been a very, very, very long time. Perhaps in recorded history, there maybe hasn't been a party of dwarves marching from west to east along this road. But you also know that hobbits are known for their hospitality, and if you need a warm place to shelter 500 dwarves, well, you're going to have to find somebody to ask. You're here at night, even on the hillside. The people are out tending their gardens in the middle of the night in a rainstorm. But that's the picture I had, so.
Yeah.
Right
Arvel's
now, the scene is like this huge column of doors in the rain.
Yeah, Arvel turns to Broadbeam. What was his first name?
Osco Broadbeam, I think.
Osco Broadbeam. Leave everyone out here. I will see if I can get us some shelter for the night. And he looks over the huge column of dwarves and rubs his chin doubtfully. Come, Vidar. Let's see what we can do.
Oi.
Oi, we'll be waiting here, says Osco. And he takes his helmet off, plops on the ground, and promptly pops a squat on it. And you hear the tink, 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 as the rain clatters on his armor. Can you not
Yep.
hear me then?
No, I can hear you.
Oh,
I'm saying
okay,
Brett is asking if anybody can
okay,
hear him, and I
okay.
can't hear him.
So where are you guys headed? Are you going into one of the hobbit?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to like try to find the inn.
Okay. So you head into town, and it's pretty late at night. Most of the hobbits are snoozing in bed with a belly full of ale and a crust of bread in their stomach. But there is one warm light in the center of town that you surmise may be the inn, and from inside you can hear festive music and that sort of thing coming from inside.
I think that's the right spot right there.
Arvel nods and kind of knocks on the door before pushing it open and ducking through and like crouching inside.
As you crouch to go inside, make me an athletics. Make me a athletics at 16.
Oh
Both
God,
of us? Who?
athletics 16.
Just the
Wow.
the tall guy.
Better Gandalf this.
So you just crack your head on one of the beams on the way in.
Yeah, and he just like kind of like winces and like rubs his head.
And like there's a whole flock of hobbits sitting there at the bar with big tankards. They turn around and they're obviously a little bit into their cups this fine evening. There's nothing else to do. It's been nasty outside for like a couple of weeks, so they're just drinking. And they see you walk in, and despite your large size and stuff, they just start laughing. One of them falls off of his stool. Who might you be, you clumsy fool?
Vidar looks amused and watches him as he cracks his head open and kind of crosses his arm and smile and kind of kneels back on his heels and up on his tippy toes, making himself just a little taller, making it obvious that he's not going to hurt himself.
Yeah. Arvel like
Everyone
rubs his
step-
forehead. Yeah,
they
good.
step off the stool, and Albeit, what do we have here? We have, it looks to be a man, a great big tall man at that, and a dwarf with a rather soaked beard. They start laughing again.
It is quite wet outside, and he kind of like
You don't
shakes
say.
shakes his arms towards the door, and he's like, "Well, that's why I've come. You see, my dwarvish friend here has some kin, a large group of kin that are moving across Eriador, and, well, I was wondering if we could ask the hospitality of the local fine folk to, well, put them up in barns or stables, something of the like."
The innkeep's behind the bar, and he was like, "Well, I was just going to offer you the 5 vacant rooms we have upstairs. I think that could accommodate any large party. But you mentioned barns. Just how many are you speaking of?"
He looks at Vidar and kind of looks back at the innkeeper and just like lets Vidar tell him.
Well, Master Hobbit, we are a dwarven war host of nearly 500 heads.
And
He
just
speaks true.
And you see his face go white as a ghost, and he breaks out into a sweat, and his eyes roll to the back of his head, and he just faints right behind the bar. And the two hobbits that were drinking at the bar just start laughing at him. And he says, I dare say this will be one for the tales. I don't ever recount anything like this happening in sleepy old Delving before. But my name's Will Whitfoot." And he hops off the stool and he says, "Pleasure to meet your acquaintance." And as he walks forward, he's a little bit swaying back and forth. And he holds out his hand to the dwarf.
Nice to meet you, Master Dwarf. I don't know, Hobbit.
All right, so give the mayor your pitch. This is going to have to be probably courtesy, which I don't know if you guys are that good at.
Dwarf excels at courtesy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Shame there's not an elf about to handle this for you. Oh, wait,
I could give him the old inspire.
How would you do that?
So Arvul kneels and extends his hand to the hobbit and says, I will not speak untrue to you. This dwarven war host is marching for a single purpose, and that is to defeat the shadow, orc, and other filth, trolls.
As you say that, he starts to go white too. Until his buddy kind of comes up behind him and is like, oh, okay, slow down. What do you mean, orcs?
Aye, and Fornost to the east and to the north. They have taken the ruins and are building an army there, and we are on our way to defeat them. And the tales will sing of those who have aided us and who have given their all to fight this horde, either with sword or with courtesy. And I am hoping that you and your kin and friends here in Delving will be a part of that tale.
You don't say. Dead Man's Dyke. And a war going on. All right. Pretty good RP there, so how about just a 12?
Okay. Inspire or courtesy?
You do Inspire. Oh, barely.
Barely.
That's a great success, too.
Yeah.
Great success. Okay. So there's a flash forward a little bit, and you gather all the dwarfs, and they house you in this giant feast hall type gathering house. It's called the Matham House in the center of town. For the first time in a long time, you all get to sleep in a warm environment on dry ground. And so with a great success, you get to all travel endurance loss is healed.
Woohoo!
Nice. Fatigue you're talking about?
Yep, all your travel fatigue is gone.
Okay. Excellent.
So the next morning, you wake up and you set off for Bree. That's going to be Michael delving to Bree. Pretty easy one. 1 by 12. So 1 travel roll at 12. Airwolf hits it.
Nice. The Dolph.
Vidar knows how to travel.
We're set for some fucking eyes later, boys.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We're getting all adults now.
So you guys roll into Bree a few days later. You're marching, and as you go into town and start mixing it up a little bit, you just hear people whining and complaining about some giant band of savages and ruffians and heathens that have just showed up and are camping around town. All right. Cutscene. Now we're going to join this group. Let's see. This group is going to come up this way. And they've crossed the Brandywine and they're headed to Bree too. Alright, can you see that?
Yep.
Don't worry, Goody and Arnthor, I'm getting to you.
No worries. The best is always for last.
Leaving Eriador behind, Domhnall, Carol, and Thorold retrace their steps. Spring follows them as they ride. First they head south and then along the Great East Road, making all haste and turning south eventually. From there, it is but a gallop across rolling plains and hills until, again, Tharbad is in view. They come upon it at midday and find it to be in good repair, despite the constant rain and drizzle. They find Tharbad's newly constructed bridge to be sturdy and well crafted, for these men of the hills are industrious. All it took was a leader to unite them. After 2 days' rest, the Dunlendings make good on their promise. In early April of 3010 of the Third Age of Middle-earth, some 1,000 Dunlendings begin an unexpected journey. At dawn, they march in long lines and crisp columns. They take with them only what they need, for war awaits, and a cause worth fighting for. And all, or most at least, of them won't be coming home. Alright. Any RP flavor before we get started on your travel rolls?
Sure, I think Domhnall would be among Carl and Thorold. And walking, marching's miserable, be rubbing his feet. And sisters will be praised when I finally make it to the north and don't have to march anymore.
Thorold?
Thor would just chuckle at that and be just slugging along as well. Pretty sore and maybe a little bit unhappy with the weather, but for the most part in good health.
Carol is pretty much been a wanderer, like a meander around. He would go from place to place and be around this many Dunlendings for this long. He's kind of reminded of home and stuff, so his spirit's pretty high. He's playing his kazoo as much as possible and swapping stories real upbeat. And he's even gone to meet the newcomer, which would you say is Thorvald?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he'd probably trying to swap stories about you because you come from Lake Town, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole concept is basically, you live on a lake. Oh, tell me more, me boat.
Thor would enjoy talking about his home and how Lake Town is pretty much just a wooden city in the middle of a lake. Fishermen and a lot of trading goes on.
I bet you sleep like newborn babies every night, gently rocking yourselves to sleep on the waves.
He would laugh at the comment because he actually very much dislikes the rocking of his bed.
Oh, I drift off real fast to slumber. Oh. Is it still raining? Is it raining here too? It's raining everywhere.
It's raining. It's a rainy April, man.
God, we're almost like we're in Lake Town.
I know, right?
all this water.
No, I'm getting it as well, Doc.
Yeah, it's like when somebody must be like doing push to talk. Almost. It's like whenever they hit push to talk, it does this metallic fart sound. It just goes bang.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys slog it out, you have some travel rolls to go through as well.
Oh.
Your terrain isn't as tough, and you don't have as long to go. So basically, to get to Bree, it's going to be 3 times 16. So I want the 3 of you to make a lore check to see if you're going to have any bonus die.
Oh, that's gonna be a negative Ghost Rider. Oh. Yeah.
No bonus dice for Carol. None for Thorold.
Get the ignoramuses.
Yeah, I don't care about some beavers.
Yeah, I'm lost in playing my kazoo, man. I don't care. Take four.
Let's see what Don rolls here.
Unroll, damn it. The hell? Oh, I'm dumb. Input target number, it says. I'm sitting here clicking. Who you?
Just roll it off your sheet there.
I did.
So you got 7.
Yep.
So no bonuses. We'll let Carol go first since he rolled the highest though. So I'll try to make it 16.
Doc. Mute.
Oh,
You could travel though.
hey, that's pretty good.
Alright, Dilly Goat. Jumping in puddles, splashing people.
All right, Carol, you pass along your bonus to whoever goes next.
I was talking to Thorvald, so big give it to him.
All right, Thorold, roll me a travel.
Nice.
You get a bonus die, so that will be a success. Let's see if it's a great success. Let's just roll a d6.
6.
No, success. That's good though. And so Domhnall's next.
Oh, sure. Oh, baby.
Boom.
Great success.
And you get to pass yours along to whoever goes next.
Go ahead, Pearl.
This is the second round.
Go ahead, Pearl.
You hear me? I just playing some kazoo song and you join in. I know that one.
I.
Oh.
Ooh. They call him the Ramblin' Man.
I'm like walking backwards playing the big horn.
Like Pied Piper. They're following you.
Come on, lads.
You ready for your first die of the game? Oh, wait, no,
Yeah.
Thorold goes next. Go ahead, Thorold.
I'm kind of afraid to roll.
Get a 6.
Uh-oh.
Nope. You're gonna take the.
Oh,
Yeah,
did Carl roll his extra d6? Because he might get a 6 and it might pass on to Brett.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Not even on 2 tries. So, Brett, Thorold, why don't you give yourself 2 travel fatigue?
Oh no, Thor got an 18.
Yeah, we got 23. It doesn't like.
Yeah.
Why are you rolling
roll
your
a
extra
6.
bonus?
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah. You only get bonuses if you roll 6.
Is there a 6 is try?
Yeah. So yeah, give yourself 2 travel. Not the end of the world.
Yep, no problem.
Hopefully you'll get the rest in Bree, depending on how they receive 1,000 savages on their doorstep. All right, last round. One more round at 16.
That ping
Oh,
is
you
Brett.
forgot me.
Yeah. Donald.
Oh.
Domhnall can't walk and chew gum at the same time. He constantly trips and falls in puddles.
It's fucking hard, man.
All right, last one. Let's let the baller go first.
16. Oh. I'm starting. I think I've had enough rain.
Broke his goddamn kazoo.
Do you take the fatigue or hope it?
Hope it's hard, right?
Yeah, I'd probably just take it if or betting man, because travel
Yeah.
fatigue.
Yeah.
Eat that shit, Wolf. Eat it. It'll be fun.
All right, so you got the 2 travel fatigue. All right, and Thor will be back up.
Yep.
Sounds better.
All right.
Oh my.
Oh boy.
The easiest road to travel, but the rain just dampens their spirit.
For a whole bunch of fucking slobs, don't blame the rain. I might not want to eat that. I'll be fine. Fuck it.
So
Let's
did
get
you
banged
give
on
yourself
again.
another 2 travel fatigue there for him?
Yeah, I did. I have 4 now.
You could pass on. You could pass on to the Dunlendings and.
Nah, I'd rather keep her for right now. 4 isn't that bad.
And Arthur, are you gonna hope that or no?
Fuck no. Let's eat that.
So that was that's Domhnall. You guys, arrive in Bree. As you guys kind of draw close to Bree, on either side of you, you see farms as well, but they're a little bit different than the hobbits. They aren't as open with you. You find doors shut and the windows are shuttered. You don't see anybody about. Every now and then you'll see like a horseman on top of a hill, but then they run away before you can make contact with them. Eventually, maybe like a mile south of town, as you make a bend in the road, you come across a few dozen men standing there in the rain, barring your way. And they wear a mismatch of rusted armor and notched weapons. They kind of look afraid, obviously, being faced with this giant column of Dunlendings who they think are probably savage and there to pillage and rape their women. They say, "Halt! Stop there, strangers! Your coming was long rumored. The men of Bree have had time to prepare. You, well, surely you flee war. But you will find life no easier here, and we are not so soft and spoiled as you think. No, we will not allow savages to plunder our land, for Bree and its lands are old, and this land has strong bones. So flee, turn around and march back from whence you came. You will find no welcome here." It's just like 12 guys in the road with like crappy armor and weapons.
Truly a mighty force Bree has brought to bar our way. Indeed, you might be able to stop 1 or 2 of us with all that you have there.
Yeah, This axe will take a few heads with it, even as I fall. Now, the lot of you, turn around and go back south. You have no business here. We want no part of what you bring.
We've no quarrel with you, free folk. We mean only to head north. There's a great war coming from the shadow, and we have pledged our support for the Northmen, the Rangers.
Okay. So you're trying to convince this guy to let you through, or help you resupply, give shelter, just like the dwarves needed. So.
Thorold would probably be the best. If Thorold has any skills for this, I think Thorold would be the best because he's a civilized man. And neither I nor Carol is very well equipped to deal with a civilized man.
Yeah, Carol, as soon as he hears them, he just slaps you on the shoulder and busts out laughing. Just, we may come to plunder. I said, our business is with the orcs out north. Do us so kind as to let us pass. Maybe the rest of the night would be out your hair come morning.
Orcs up north? Aye, we don't scare or frighten easy either. I won't fall prey to your lies, your bedtime stories. Orcs haven't been sighted in this part of Bree for many a long year.
If you would not believe the word of a Dunlending, then perhaps you'll believe the word of a man from Lake Town. I just sort of push the road forward. Do your best, go lad. See what happens.
Ruffle him on top of his cloaked head, probably. Yeah, that's the boy, go on.
So this gentleman has a tolerance of 2, and his target number is going to be 16 initially.
Okay.
To convince him to feed and clothe your army and let you come through town. Of course, you could probably just slaughter them, but then that's not going to really help your reputation.
Not very nice. No, we would just...
That wouldn't be very good.
Just disarm them and tell them to tie them up, and then someone will be by for you later.
How does the world want to handle this here?
Go for it, Thorold.
So first, Thorold would just pretty much open up with who he is, his backstory, how he was, where he comes from, and how he was part of the Battle of the Five Armies in Eriador and Dale, and then just for credibility and stuff, and then he would explain the need to pass through Bree, or at least stay in Bree for the night to rest, and then pass.
Okay, so it sounds like a persuade plus something else.
Yeah.
Persuade and courtesy, or persuade and I don't know, whatever else you use, all maybe, because you are trying to impress him. But basically, you just need 1 success. He has a tolerance of 2. You have two failures before he walks away. Now,
okay.
If you get 3, 4, 5 successes, if you succeed, I want you to keep going until you fail. I'll tell you your magnitude. Okay?
Okay.
So roll it up. That's 1 failure unless you hope it.
Yeah, I'll hope it.
Okay. So he says, all right. I see that you are gently spoken, and I am a bit perturbed about this rumor of orcs in the north. We are not soldiers here. We are farmers and field hands. And a few hobbits among us aren't good for much at all. He says, we'll make sure you have shelter to stay. Maybe not inside the city, but there are several good areas that are shielded from the weather. My name is John. Pleasure to meet you. All right, so roll another one.
Sure.
Roll your, what did we say? Courtesy or all?
He's rolling persuade, looks like.
Fucking Big John.
The first one was a persuade, right?
Yeah.
All right, roll another one. I just want to see how successful you are. 16. All right, that went. That beats it. So keep going again.
You want me to roll again?
Just keep rolling until you fail twice.
Okay.
Good lad.
Boom. Another one.
Oh,
That's a great success, Tony.
attaboy. Oh, what a boy.
That actually, yeah, great success
Nice.
counts as 2.
You just keep talking to 0.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna. You've exceeded, since the 2 both count as 2. That's 4, 5. That's at least 6 you've had. So let me look here. Extraordinary success, which is what you have. You're taken in and fed and clothed, and some Breelanders join you. What? That means I have to make a token that I didn't make.
Oh, what a boy!
So, all you guys, take your travel fatigue away. It's totally gone.
Silver-tongued fucking devil.
Take your travel fatigue back to 0.
See, I can sell water to a fish.
Good thing he lives on a lake.
He's a bot.
Sorry to break the news, but
Oh boy. Welcome to the shit show.
a week has passed since Arthur and Goodwill and their allies fought bravely and handed the forces of Shadow their first defeat. Since then, 2 more victories have been won, and we now join them shortly after one of these. But how many battles were not even fought? Indeed, scouts have reported to the band of elves in Dunedin that the enemy moves in swarms and spats, not neatly formed columns that are so amenable to typical tactics. One of the elves in the company now addresses Arthur, who may be sharpening his blade. Near him is Goodwill, who perhaps is enjoying a smoke, having the good hobbit sense to calm the nerves and ground his mind after a battle. After all, adventuring is wearisome work, yet a great deal can come of a smoke between friends. And when was it that he last had a warm meal? Now the scouts reporting. Fornost continues to be supplied despite our best efforts, Arthur. Our only hope comes from our scouts who report strange news. A great host of dwarves is marching from the west, even as an unknown army trods north and camps near Bree.
Perhaps the menfolk succeeded in their attempts to garner allies for the cause. It would be welcome news in spite of our many minor successes here.
You think, Arthur, that Arvil has had some success with the dwarves? And maybe Vidar is with him?
Perhaps. Why else would dwarfs go on the march? Unless there was beer or gold involved at the end of it. No, certainly must be war.
And Arlan, who is the middle brother, who's now the heir of Arlan, he's just older than Aravul's brother, he steps forward and says, "Indeed, I sense my brother's hand in this, and it is good fortune. For though we are skilled with blade and bow, it will take more numbers to overcome the shadow and lay siege to the fortress of Fornost. It has been thousands of years since that place fell. I fear the dark days are ahead." And some of the other rangers are with him. You might recognize from your journeys Orthon and Talendale and Willward. They're kind of scouring the battlefield and recovering arrows and not cutting off fingers off of orcs.
Interesting. Thought that was a manfolk thing.
And Talendale eventually kind of comes up and overhears and says, "If the fortress continues to be resupplied despite our best efforts, then I suggest we join forces with your brother." And Arlan says, "I agree. It would be good to see his face again, for I feel that ere the end of this, one of us may be slain. But let's not talk of such dark dealings in the midst of battle." he looks to Goodwill and Arthur and says, "How do you fare? Do you have any wounds that need tended?" And Arthur, after that last battle, I went ahead and I adjusted your endurance. So you get 3 endurance back right after that battle. Because of 30 minutes of rest, you recover your basic heart score. Then I added rest for the days after the battle, because you get every day's sleep, you get some more, and so you're back to normal.
Okay. I'm fine. They hardly touched me.
I'm fine too. A good smoke and some rest always helps a good day.
Wilward approaches Goodwill and say, "Hey, friend, do you have an extra pinch of that?" And he reaches into his breast pocket and brings out this wide, bold, shallow pipe.
And Goody smiles ear to ear. Finally, someone who enjoys a smoke like he does. And he kind of reaches into his, satchel and pulls out some long bottom leaf and hands it to Wilbur and says, "Enjoy it, good friend. Enjoy it. We deserve this after that last battle."
And Wilward takes them, and he makes a joke, and there's a dead orc laying next to him as he sits down. He packs his pipe and he says, "You want some of this, pal?" He hands it over to the dead orc's buddy. He says, "No? Silent pipe, huh?" He just kind of lights it and starts to puff away. So, I want Goody to make a smoking check at 14.
Ooh, yes.
How will you handle it, bro? Can we get out smoked by the menfolk?
Wait, it's my specialty, so there is. What would be the check?
Yeah, I think doesn't he automatically pass smoking?
Yeah, I believe I automatically pass it.
He's pro.
Oh, he does?
He doesn't get. Yeah, if he's got smoking or whatever is the thing, he doesn't even need to roll. He's just
Yeah,
like,
smoking isn't a skill; it's a trait. Right?
It's a specialty, yeah.
Yeah.
So Goody's sitting there and looking at Wilbur and and he laughs at his jokes, and then Goody starts taking long drags and performs a few tricks with the smoke that he exhales. You see a small smoke ring that keeps expanding, and then after that there's a through that he kind of shoots an arrow, kind of as a homage to the battle that just happened, and he kind of winks at Wilbur and says, "How about that, Wilbur? Do you think you can best that?"
Aye. I'm not so talented as you, but I'll give it a shot. And he takes a drag in. And he gives it a shot. 10, 14.
no.
So he gets the target out. The big smoke ring comes out at first, and he starts to blow the arrow through the ring, and it starts. You've bested me in this, Master Hobbit. As you best me in the cooking of victuals, the singing of songs, and many other things. Although I do have my talents as well. And he pats his sword, and he gives you a good muss on the head, musses your hair up a little bit.
Yes, Wilbur. I shall depend on you to hold the front and keep small folk like me protected.
All right, so you guys are all kind of in good spirits in the midst of this aftermath, and both Arthur and Goodwill will get 1 bonus die for the next check that we're going to make. And sometime a few days ago, I think it was Galdor that was with you.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was wondering. Where did he go?
Yeah, so for some reason, some of the higher ranking high elves were called back. Something stirring in Rivendell. Something's going on. It's big news. Big news. They were being very hasty and and left and knew that you guys were well armed and could handle yourselves, so they booked it back. So you are making your way west now too, to kind of strike the Greenway and then kind of head south to rendezvous with everybody else. As you do so, I want you both to do awareness.
Oh, fuck, here we go.
Let's do this.
That ain't bad. Oh, fuck, I marked weary. I would have had it. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, you would have passed that, right? Both of
Okay,
you.
yeah, I would have without weary, yeah. I fixed it now.
So as a company of elves and Dunedin head back out into the wilderness, make their way east, several different times they see roving bands of orcs. Some of them are on wolves patrolling the area and kind of guarding the Greenway. Obviously, they don't want anybody to come and lay siege to the place if they're not super well supplied yet. So you gather that intelligence, and you're going to be able to report that back to the main camp.
Wait, can you repeat that? What was it that they didn't want us to do?
Well, I mean, there's basically lots of patrols up and down the Greenway of orcs, and there's several sentries and kind of outposts and that sort of thing. And you are the Dunedin and elves are crafty enough to avoid any detection, so they don't notice you moving.
Okay, but the area is snaked with patrols and outposts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At least it was when you're moving through.
Okay.
And now everybody's back together. So you can RP a little bit here. I don't have much written. But basically what's happened is pretty much every role that you guys have had, you've been successful. And so it's kind of the best possible situation. It's been a few days since the Dunlendings arrived as debris. They've been, if not welcomed, at least tolerated and put up in lodgings around town, barns and that sort of thing, somewhere sheltered. And everybody's kind of fresh, they're well fed. Same with the dwarves. And now you kind of find yourself in this makeshift kind of military type camp, maybe along the Greenway, just out of Bree's borders, maybe a mile or two north of Bree. And it's kind of midday, and you see a group of elves and Dunedin approaching from the north, which of course would be Goody and Arthur and the Rangers.
So as soon as Goody comes in sight to the rest of the group, and he sees Aravil and Vidar, he's gonna come like running to them, and he's gonna like hug them and wish them, like since he's not seen them for almost a very long time, and he says, "Aravil, Vidar, it has been a long time. I'm so happy to see you well. Has your journey been successful?"
Arvul kind of like pats Goodwill on the shoulder and looks down and nods. Vidar has brought 500 dwarves to our aid, and Domhnall 1,000 Dunlendings.
Goodwill looks at Vidar with like wide eyes and he says, 500 more of you, Vidar. This is gonna be glorious.
Yeah, and so like as you make your way into this camp, it's huge, right? It's kind of a scene reminiscent of like the Muster of Rohan in the movies. There's all these tents set up and stuff. There's Dunlendings walking around, casting a wary eye at dwarves. There's dwarves walking around, casting a wary eye at the Dunlendings. And then one of the dwarves who's eating like a big hammock, a big thing of salted pork or whatever. He sees the elves and the rangers show up, and he just like finishes it and throws the bone over his shoulder, and just like, how much more queer can this get? And in the Elder Days parlance, not gay rave party.
Arvel asks Goodwill, he says, is Arthanor with you?
Yes, Arthur is with me.
You guys haven't been together forever.
I would stroll up and... you haven't died yet, Ranger. It's refreshing, I suppose. Though from what I heard, it seems like the camp is going to be quite smelly with all the bearded folk in it.
Vidar just kind of shoots him a glance.
And Goody is going to like kind of nudge Arthur in his like knees with his elbow, kind of like, you know, it's not like we just met again, you fool. Like.
And how many fair-smelling folk did you bring for our cause, Arthanor?
What is behind me, though we don't smell the fairest right now after being covered in orc blood for the last few days.
He nods.
Given time and bathing, I suppose we'll be the freshest in the camp.
No doubt. And he looks over their numbers to have an estimation of how many people he's brought.
It's one of the largest groups of rangers and elves you've seen, compared to the other one. That's not many, maybe 3 or 4 dozen.
Arvel kind of, it doesn't frown, but he doesn't necessarily smile, and he says, I see. And he kind of looks back to the gathered host and says, we are all well fed and rested. We've made our trips successfully and quickly, despite the rain.
And one of the rangers comes forward, and his face is just totally muddy and smeared with old orc blood. And he wipes his gauntlet across his eyes and down his stubble, and you recognize it as your elder brother.
Arvel steps forward. Arlan! And he kind of is like surprised and kind of marches up to him and hugs him.
Well met, brother. It's good to see you healthy.
Aye, and you the
Arthur
same.
has told many tales of your valor, and you can't really tell whether he's being facetious or...
And yeah, Arvel kind of looks at him with like a little grin, like figures that he's been shit talking, you know. He's like, Arthanor is quite the storyteller. And he kind of like steps back and looks over him, and he's like, it's good to see you.
You too, brother, and he gives you a hug. Nice, sturdy man hug. And as he does so, he notices your sword at your side. A new blade, brother. What is this?
Hi, it's a old blade. I received it from, well, you would not believe it, a white.
Indeed, I do not, brother. And he musses your hair like you're 10 years old again. But perhaps that's best told after a bath, a crust of bread, and perhaps some meat. Come, we have many rangers to feed, clothe. At least this night can be spent in good company. You're out of the wilderness. You can have one night of respite, perhaps.
Perhaps. And he looks at his older brother, thankful that he is there so he can plan the battle and not him. Basically, the burden of command is lifted from him.
What's Carol up to these days?
Carol is, well, I'm assuming we would run into the dwarves first. He's just totally lost, and he's not only has he seen one dwarf, he now stands amongst a whole retinue of them. And he's constantly poking and prodding Vidar at all costs. He's like, so are they your kinsmen? Do you have family? Come in to make introductions, please. I'd like to meet them all.
Carol, If I knew a damn word you were saying, I'd introduce you to these men, if that's what you're asking.
By all means, please do. And yeah, he'd be doing his best to speak his broken dwarven greeting, of course, to all of them. Diamu kozan ai minu minagrambuti.
And Vidar just kind of takes Carol through the dwarf encampment and just kind of showing him all the ins and outs of dwarven military protocol in life, introducing him to different leaders and different soldiers, and just kind of, shows him around.
Yeah, Carol's completely respectful to them all. He's eager to shake their hands and headbutt if they want, or whatever their greeting is. And he's just like, you can tell he's fighting the urge. He just wants to touch, and like, oh my gosh, dwarven armor, oh it's mail, oh it's swords, oh everything about him. But he's totally impressed with the army. He says, and if he sees the goodwill come up to Eriador and them, he would of course be inquiring around whoever's around him, Donald or Vidar. He was like, I didn't know he had a wee one.
And then Goodwill's going to turn to Care and say, "We one? Ah, yes, you mean me. My name is Goodwill Tutuk. Pleasure to meet you."
Oh, he got me, booty. You're no child. You're another one of them half folk I've met. Pleasure to meet you.
You guys have never met before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The name's Harold Braddock of Clan Adder.
Carol, you say? Carol, I shall remember the name. And Vidar, where did you find this Carol on your journey?
Well, I believe this wild man partly found us. We went to the wild men in the south. We were trying to muster troops. And Carol was one of the men. He so graciously has joined us.
It's good to have you with us, Carol. May I ask, do you smoke or sing?
Oh, I do a little bit of everything.
Excellent, then we shall be the best of friends, too.
You don't know if you should shake your hand, pat you on the head, and does that awkward half-bow thing. Is aye, friends indeed.
All right. So in the couple days you spend in Bree, Thorald, as a merchant and a craftsman, you might have some free time to explore Bree a little bit. And your eye is always looking for excellent craftsmanship and artisans of notable quality. So let's RPU kind of walking the streets of Bree for a minute, and then I'm gonna have you roll something.
Okay. So Thorald would just sort of stroll through the streets of Bree. He'd walk by small merchants and ask them how their wares have been selling, and small little side chatter about ever there'd be needs of more supplies around this area and stuff like that. And he'd keep his eye on how the craftsmanship of their houses and their goods and their wares are, and just keep it in mind. And he'd yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, very very well. That's perfect. And so one late afternoon, as the sun is starting to set into the west and everything is lit in an orange glow, you hear this pop, like hammering of nails, and you roll up onto this building, and the craftsmanship of it strikes you as excellent, and there's a man up on the rafters putting together the framing of this building, and from the looks of it, looks to be a giant meat hall or other sort of public house or place of business. And this man calls down to you and says, "Oi, you! You're with that new group camping around town, are you? I've seen your face. Pleasure to meet you. My name's George.
Thorold would reply, "It's a pleasure to meet you, George." And he'd say, "My name's Thorold. I'm a man from Dale, the city of Dale."
I've heard tales of Dale, of Lake Town. Wondrous place that. The workmanship to build a city out over the water. Something special, I dare say. And he comes down from the framing, from the gables of the public house, and shakes your hand. And you hit it off, and he asks to buy you a pint of ale if you tell him more about what your group is up to. And so I want you to do a courtesy check at 12, since you're drinking.
Alright. Not gonna be good.
Not great. Okay. So you finish your drink, and he says, "Well, thanks for the information. I better be going now. The wife will have a stew on, I believe, and it's time for me to rest my weary bones. Pleasure to meet you, Thorold. If you ever need any help in the future with, labor, construction, that sort of thing, you know where to find me. My crew is always looking for work, although from the sounds of it, your crew might be heading out of town soon."
Thorold would thank him for the drink and commend him on his great craftsmanship of his long haul.
So why do you think George and yourself didn't hit it off over a beer? That's a pretty bad roll.
It's pretty terrible, yeah.
Thorold doesn't roll that way.
Just blame it on awkward silence.
I mean, I'm sure Thorold with explaining how much he hates Lake Town, but even though he hates all the water and the rocking of it, how fine craftsmanship it is, and I'm sure that would pique his interest.
Okay. All right, we'll play the next scene here.
You're all talked out from getting us past the garden into a bunch of barns earlier.
Yeah.
You had nothing clever left to say to this poor
He's
guy.
exhausted.
Emotionally exhausted from avoiding us fucking rolling over 12 guys on the road with pots and pans and using fucking pokers.
That's like me yesterday. Our neighbors invited us over for dinner, for a New Year's Day dinner, and I just told them, I was like, I don't want to talk to any humans tonight. I've been in the ER 5 days. I was like, screw
Fuck
this.
you, feed me, and fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to any more humans. But I digress. You guys might find this next scene fun.
Oh, baby. This is gonna get unconventional.
It is a gray March morning in Gondor, and the west wind is blowing. It brings the sights and sounds and smells of Minas Tirith across the plains of Osgiliath, or to Osgiliath, where the threat of war looms of late. But here in the city of Gard, you see an armored man ascending white steps. Ancient pillars on either side of him as he climbs, spiraling, to the chamber of the captain of the Tower Guard. Duin here, son of Relinthar. It's good to meet you this misty morning. The captain looks to the sky as the two have met in the courtyard, just beyond the citadel of the guards. I fear we had lost you away north. You know that all men able to wield sword and shield are needed in this time of ill hope. Indeed, did you find your Captain Talendor, or the elven blade you so wished? He spits onto the ground. Such fancies of childhood have no place in the dark times we dwell in, but I allowed you this indiscretion as it is suited to your nature. But alas, I'm glad you've seen your folly, and you've made your way back home. Dunhir bows, hanging his head. I regret to inform you, Captain, that Talendor was slain by spiders. Many spiders. Then the captain smiles, but there's no warmth in it. Then let it be a lesson to you, son of Relentar. Abandon your post, go away in search of fame and adventure, and you will die and inhabit an unmarked grave. There is no glory in such a death. If you are to die, stay here among your people and do it well. Dunhir pauses, but then forces himself to continue. I beg to differ, my captain. The captain's mouth hangs open before the young squire continues. There are events in the north that concern our people. The ancient fortress city of Fornost has been taken by the enemy, and a shadow grows in Angmar. Of old, if you recall, our forebears fought there ere Arthedain fell, and I would like to bring some number of armed men north to aid in the fight. Are you dim, Dunhir, son of Relentar? The captain yells. Have my words fell on deaf ears? Or does not but a stone sit between them? Nay, you shall not take a company north, for the north is no business of ours. It is here that we must stand, and here that we must die, if it is Lord Denether's will. Indeed, I forbid you even the thought. Come now, young Dunhir, return to your duties and your training, and strike such foolishness from your mind. You are dismissed. Dunhir nods, rising, still looking at the ground, and he sulks away towards the closest tavern.
There's a fucking spider inside.
And so we now return where events indeed are transpiring. You find yourself camped along the greenway just north of Bree. Countless campfires dot, this is like nighttime, but that night. Countless campfires dot the landscape, and there are tents that have been pitched on the green grass that has been made gray by the growing gloom. The sun has set, and the morning will no doubt bring the mobilization of your armies. Near the center of camps, flames crackle and snap as the leaders gather to discuss future plans. Indeed, there's much to discuss. The order of battle, the plan of assault, whether and where weapons of war will be created, where shall they be best deployed, and there's always the question of whether the enemy will allow such an unchallenged approach. All these questions for that are now being informally referred. All of these questions, this is not good writing. Basically, all the lay people are calling this the Council of Fornost, kind of in jest. So, you guys are all kind of around the central campfire, chewing the meat and discussing what you're going to do next.
Oh, well, I think that we still need to go and update what we know about those ruins, their armies, their numbers. I know they've been getting harassed by those elves. We should find out what they know.
Arvel looks to Arthanor and says, well,
They've deployed many patrols along Greenway. We avoided them on our return, but that sort of protection lets me know they want advance warning. Perhaps our skirmishes out in the side to disrupt their supply line actually had an effect. Though it seemed pointless at the time and seemed to be little, perhaps it has worried them as to their supply lines. I believe it would be best to strike sooner rather than later, before they can supply correctly.
Yes, I would agree on that point for certain. There's no reason to sit in camp while we could be attacking. Plus, keeping this many Dunlendings and dwarves and elves in one place may prove difficult.
With a host this size, they're sure to know we're on our way.
Yes, there will be nowhere to disguise our advance.
We should still send out scouts. We wouldn't want to catch any ambushes on the way. They could harry us just as well in thinner numbers.
Yes, I believe some group of rangers and elves would be best suited for such a task.
And as that conversation continues, it just kind of falls into the distance. You guys continue to mutter, and out near the periphery of the camp, kind of checking on the guards and doing their rounds around the sentry posts, was Towndale and Eriador. I want 2 volunteers to play them. Who wants to play Towndale?
I mean, I will. I don't know who is he again? I've never.
He's a ranger.
He's one of the rangers. Okay.
All right, so Vidar, let me give you. I don't need to give you permission. Actually, it's not gonna matter.
I'll play Erlon.
Erlon, okay. So Towndale and Erlon are kind of side by side, and they're kind of making the rounds around all the sentry posts on the outside. And there's one area of the line that's maybe 100 yards between, and you guys are maybe midway between that. And Towndale says, "I suppose we'll mobilize in the morning."
Soon enough. There's no reason to wait.
Yes, I agree. The sooner we do this, the better.
And
We
he
don't need
nods.
to allow the orcs time to marshal more troops.
Yes, as the elves have said, we do
Alright.
not want them to resupply, certainly.
All right, I want both of you to make an awareness. Towndale, you just roll it. Just roll it off your own sheet. If you click on your own button, it says general skill. So just call it awareness and give yourself 2 success die to roll. This is going to be against 18 though.
Ooh.
General skill, where is that?
And I'm rolling how many?
2.
2 and an 18?
Yep.
Well, that's autofill, right?
No, you can Gandalf.
All right.
Where is this? The general skill, or do you just want me to roll just awareness?
Just click on Eravul at
Okay.
general skill.
Yeah, I don't know where the general skill is.
It should be a macro at the top.
Yeah, a macro on the top left.
Oh. I see what you mean. Okay, gotcha.
And just make it awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Oh.
Boom!
He's badass.
So suddenly, Talendil, out of the gloom, you just hear this first. You just hear a. He just falls. Talendil clutching his neck. In the darkness, you see spurts of red blood as he falls to his knees. And out of the gloom, race wild wolves and orcs side by side. All of them flooding into the camp.
Yeah. Ireland kind of like ducks behind a tree as he kind of grabs for Talendil and just screams, 2 arms! 2 arms!
As you start to scream and yell, they turn their attention to you. Just
Okay.
tons of them.
Yeah, he would kind of try to run back towards the camp with his. I'm guessing he has a bow on him, perhaps. If not, he's just gonna try to flee back
You gonna take
towards.
Talendil or lead him to the orcs and wolves?
What's that? Say that again.
You gonna leave Talendil there?
Yeah, I don't see what he got shot in the neck with an arrow, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, brother.
He's dead, Jim.
Yeah.
And as you look down at him, you see in the darkness the light go out of Talendil's eyes. And he says, "Fight bravely. I would have followed you to the end." And he passes away. And you get up and you're like, "To arms, to arms, to arms!" Then you hear the camp just erupt into all this activity. And you are just a scene of you like running from that that farthest out sentry post that's a couple hundred yards.
Mm-hmm.
And just behind you, there's just all these, like a Indiana Jones scene, right? Where like, crest the hill,
Yeah.
all behind them, and you're just like, right, you're like, get ready.
Yeah, I'm just
So-
hauling ass as fast as I can.
Yeah, but you're being chased by wolves.
Mhm.
We're going to make some checks here. Let me look
Okay.
at that. So I think I have some things statted for him. Let me look. Allies, Everland. Okay. All right. So I want you to do athletics at a 14.
What's my how many dice do I have?
1.
Okay.
Oh!
All right. Let's roll it again and see if you can get 2 out of 3.
Okay.
Getting run down by wolves.
The
No.
Wow.
Had to happen at some point. Might as well be this guy.
As you come into town, your warning is well put. But as you do, you're overcome, and a host of wolves leap upon your body, starting to tear at your flesh. You pull your sword, you kill one of them. How does this look as Eriador looks on and the camp mobilizes?
Yeah, I don't know that Eriador would necessarily see it, but
If he doesn't see it, that's fine.
yeah, Ireland basically he trips and kind of staggers to his feet and draws a sword as he turns around, and a wolf leaps at him, and he swings his sword and cuts its belly open, and it falls to the side, while another leaps at him and hits him and knocks him down. As he lifts his arm to defend himself, the wolf like clamps down on his forearm and like bites down and begins shaking, and Ireland screams in agony as his arms ripped to pieces.
And at this point, the orcs are there. They fall upon you with their bent swords, stabbing.
Yeah, he's killed in short order by many blackened blades and bloody mauls.
And soon, the enemy is in the camp. They burst open tents. They start thrashing and killing. Thanks to the warning of Eriador's brother, at least some of the folks are able to grab their weapons and throw on their chainmail or whatever armor they have, and by the time the assault gets into the middle of the camp, you are at least prepared for what's coming. And
Vidar grabs his mattock and chases towards the very first orc he sees.
all right, let's do this. All right, so battle rolls. Okay. Yeah, it's only going to be a 12. So that's not how that works here.
Great success for me.
So Marvel, you get 2 bonus die.
Mm-hmm.
Vidar, you get 1.
Yeah, enough doesn't count for anything.
No. Fortress is
So
just
the first one, Arthur got a
Yeah.
regular, and
Yeah,
Domhnall
two.
got a great.
Arthur got a regular,
Yeah, I gave him. He's got 1 bonus, and then.
and Donald got 2.
Yep.
Carol got nothing. Thorol, did you roll yet?
Yeah, I already
Got
rolled. I got a
nothing.
13. No, I didn't
And
get it.
Goodwill.
Nothing, just a 1.
No, he's rolling against a 12. Thorol, you got 1.
Oh, that's right, I got 13, so yeah, I would get 1.
All right. So the reason I moved you back, Vidar, is because when you're outnumbered, the GM pits the NPCs against the PCs.
Oh.
All right. And so you are outnumbered. And so what's going to happen is,
Wait. Okay. Yeah.
so you re-roll that. And does anybody want to make a ranged attack?
Goody
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, you get to
yes.
volley, right? Yeah.
Yep. You get a volley.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to shoot a wolf.
Yeah, I got a bow.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Goody shall go. 10.
He ends 12, right?
Yeah, it's 12 plus parry, so you miss.
Okay. So Goody, like, he kind of, he gets, he was just sitting by the campfire listening to all the brave folk discuss war plans, just listening and not having much to say at this moment. And then suddenly there's all this commotion, screaming and shouting, and he senses something bad, something really terrible has happened. And then he rushes forward with the rest of his group, and in that entire commotion, he shoots this arrow completely wide.
Carol.
Yeah, the sounds of alarm and just basic instinct. Jump up, grab bow, and of course wolves are faster than orcs. It's probably the first moving target he sees, and he will shoot whatever's closest, and he will miss.
Miss.
Blood ain't too fast.
Anybody else have ranged?
Yep.
Yeah.
I do.
Thorold and Arthur.
And Nerval.
All right. Next up.
Go ahead, Thorvald.
Oh,
There you go.
That's a injury. Or a protection roll.
It's 12 plus. Oops. You hit. It's just a hit. Because it's yeah, it's just a hit. So what's your damage there?
Damage is 5.
5.
Yeah, it's 5 for a bow.
All right. I'm gonna say you hit this one here. So it's down to 7. All right.
I'll try to follow up on that.
Nice. Now that's gonna be.
That's double. That's probably gonna kill him.
Let's see. Ranged. Images.
That I'm pretty sure it kills him. Because you add. That's a great success. You add your damage modifier on. So.
Oh fuck.
One of the wolves falls snarling as it just gets trampled over by orcs that are coming after. Arvul?
Yep, I tried to shoot at one of the lead wolf. I rolled a 12.
Yes, that's a miss too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, tell me what your stances are. I'm just going to go down through the list. Arvul.
Open.
I think we said that was blue. Arthur.
Defensive.
Carol.
Defensive.
Boy, stand by me, Carol.
Domhnall.
Open.
Goody.
Defensive.
Thorold.
Now let me make sure you guys realize something. I don't think we can do ranged right now because we're outnumbered.
Yeah, we couldn't properly protect.
I think you can if you're outnumbered, as long as you have 2 people in front of you, and there's also if you're outnumbered by more than 2 or 3 to 1, which you're not.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to be outnumbered
Yeah,
by more
2
than
to
2
1.
to 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thorald's got a fucking meatball in front of him. He can sit there and shoot all day.
So Thorold, do you want to be ranged? Or?
No, I'll probably just go into defensive.
Okay. Vidar.
Vidar is gonna rush in and attack.
Balls to the wall.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Right. I'm gonna pair you guys up here, okay? Yeah. Then Airvul is the wolf. And Domhnall. Vidar, sorry. You're up front.
They grabbed 2.
Yeah.
With his big dwarven balls.
Vidar he sees the wolf coming at him, and he just kind of tries to sidestep the wolf leaping at him. And as he does, he wants to take a swing at that orc.
This guy, go for it. Let you guys go first because of Airvul's
What's target when you're forward like that?
It's going to be 6 plus. I'll tell you what the orc is. It's going to be 6 plus 4, sweet 10.
He's a badass.
There you go.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh.
And I get +3 when attacking an orc.
So it obviously hits.
Is
That's going to be with your Matic. That's going to be 15 damage, right?
yeah, yes.
Great success too, right?
Yeah, he's dead.
Shit.
Nice.
Airvul, you're up.
He basically drops his bow and pulls out his essentially his 1.5-hand sword and just swings down for the legs of the wolves in front of him.
So it's going to be 9 plus. What's going to be 14? Miss. If you roll off the macros, I think you get sounds, but maybe not. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. I'll try next time.
All right, so you miss. Domhnall.
He's gonna look very dour, serious. Just try to spear that one in front of him. This looks a bit bad, the situation. So it's gonna be 14?
It's going to be 9 plus 4, 13, yes.
13, okay. Oh, fucking shit. Spear's a favored, so that only matters on the extraordinary, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's just double. So it's 10. I think.
10.
Shit, how does it? I need to look at that again.
I think you get the damage, your combat
You get the
value damage.
You kill him.
So you get your normal damage plus your combat value damage. I believe
Yep.
that's how that works.
These orcs are a little. They're a little on the weaker side. So.
But you get your favored though for the favored skill, right? Your favored.
So Domhnall, the way that works is you get the damage for your weapons can be 5, and plus your damage rating's 4, so it's gonna be 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's for. It doesn't take your body rating into account with favored skill for spear.
It's only if you use hope, I think, right?
No.
You're saying it's a favored attribute?
Yeah, spear's a. It's not
Yeah, it should be 6, and that's wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll change it for you. I'll just change it right now. I have it up. So yeah, that would have been 11 damage. So you killed him.
Sweet.
These guys only have 7. All right, Arthur.
Oh, let's see if I can keep it up. Oh god, this could be brutal. Let's do
Ooh,
it. No, that's the one right there.
bam! Kill him. How's that look?
Arthur just steps forward, strides forward, and he's fought orcs all the time. These are nothing to him, so he just kind of sidesteps a really errant strike and then just spears him straight through his eye. Kicks him off.
Goody.
So is this orc like right up in my face?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the rules for dropping the bow and using my short sword?
You can just do it.
Okay, cool. So once the orcs advance on Goody, he realizes that his bow is not making a difference. He drops it and pulls out his short sword and tries to attack back with all he has.
So it's gonna be 13. Oh yeah! Yes.
Up under the ribs.
Badass.
Goody two shoes. Your damage is 5 on that.
Yes. Yep.
Ah! All right, Carol.
I just read, I was going to ask when it came to turn, but I just read, I was adopting a defensive stance because I wanted to do Protect Ally. I'm nominating Vidar.
Okay.
You haven't rolled anything against him, have you?
Nope.
Okay, I'm nominating him because we have the kinship on. So basically, I guess if he gets attacked or hit or whatever, I can spend a hope and not have to attack me instead of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carol's fighting stance pretty much is kind of like a mixture of Russian and Greek dancing. He'll use the half of the spear to do, like, even though he's wearing a kilt, like the Shaolin roundhouse kicks to keep him at bay. And then when the mood hits right, he'll run around, he'll scoop up, try to stab one. And he's very defensive. He's dancing around goodwill, trying to let the little hobbit get in and out around him and stuff. But he'll definitely try to do a spear, all the while basically using the fluidity of his movements to be able to propel himself forward if Vidar needs help. He is going to spear the orc directly in front of him, I do believe. Yeah, the famed added maneuver. Be a spear, you have a hotkey.
Oh
And
no.
no.
A whiff.
No.
All that dancing. He's shucking and jiving.
Thorold. You have one bonus die, Thorold.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. You can't do it until you roll on it. Okay.
Oh, you just fucked.
He'll probably just go at the orc in front of him with the sword.
Roll it up using your macro. I don't think his hits might not be set up. Just roll it
Yeah, I
up.
don't have a macro, yeah.
Bad GM.
What's the target?
Just roll your weapon. The TM is going to be 13. A swing and a miss.
That's a better roll.
Alright, we're back to the top. We're going to do the wolves. So it's just chaos as these wolves and orcs go to camp. They're pulling people out of the tents, and they're getting mowed down just as often as they're not. But like another one always seems to hop into their place. So these wolves are going to go ahead and attack Vidar, and he's going to spend 1 point of hate to seize victim. If he bites.
Spending a point of hope, they're gonna have to attack me instead.
All right. So what's your parry there? Vidar's parry is 4, so you only have to beat 10.
They have to target me instead.
No, they just resolve
It's just the
damage against you.
The damage against you.
Yeah. If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Which is why that's kind of a rough. It's ballsy.
The attack is resolved using the stance of the defending character.
Of the defending character?
Yeah.
All right, so it is.
There you go.
So 9 plus whatever your parry is in.
5 parry, 2 shield.
So it's 7. So 16. He has to beat.
Oh no.
Ooh.
So your parry is now reduced by 50%. You tried to step in front of Vidar, and as you do so, this wolf just grabs you instead, seizes your calf, your leg, takes a big chunk out of it. He does not meet edge, but he's going to do 3 plus 3, so 6 damage.
Vidar sees the wolf leaping at him, and then all of a sudden sees this kilt fly by in front of him.
But Carol, I also want you to give yourself back 1 hope point for that heroic sacrifice for your fellowship focus.
Why, Carol?
So basically, you got to do it for free. So.
Do I mark? I just lower my endurance by 3, right?
6.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Double
then,
up.
the wolf next to Ervul does the same thing. He's going to try to seize victim.
Parry is 5.
5, so 14.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The edge too.
He grabs onto you. Your parry is reduced by half, and you take 3 damage. The orc just attacks. Misses. Orc comes up to Domhnall and attacks. That's probably a miss, I'd say.
Let's see. I would think so. Parry's. Oh god. Parry 7?
That's a
Parry
miss.
7 plus 2 shield, yeah.
The one next to Goodwill attacks. He gets shivved under the ribs. He's like, I'm gonna get you, you little pipsqueak. I'm gonna turn your brain into jelly.
No.
Goodwill ducks under his legs as he goes for him. Misses. Guy in front of Carol. That's a miss, I'm sure.
It's not showing up numbers when you do that.
I can see
It's
it.
it's the 12.
Yeah, there's a it shows a roll twice because the second thing is a music effect or a,
Okay, so
Yeah,
12
yeah,
is the result.
Yeah.
What a shield would be, base 9,
Yeah, he
11,
would've missed.
11
He would've
13.
missed. Yeah, he missed. A lot of this stuff you can kind of just eyeball, which makes it go
Yeah,
fast.
because you round down when you round down when you half your parry.
I hope that misses. Oh my god.
Thorold, let me see what Thorold's parry is.
he's defensive, so he starts at 12.
Yeah.
9.
Plus I have a sword master, so it adds my encumbrance to my parry.
Oh, no way then.
Yeah, he's gonna
You
miss.
fucking lucked out, buddy.
Like this orc just like winds up like he's swinging a baseball bat. Just whiffs, you duck. It barely misses you.
Jesus Christ.
All right, you guys are back up.
I'm gonna go into forward.
It's a bold strategy.
Anybody else want to change?
I'm keeping all mine the same.
Isn't there one in between?
Open is the one that's between forward and defensive.
And
If you're half balling it, not full balling it, then so.
open lets you rally. Yeah, I'll go open. He drugged me into the open.
Aww.
All right, that it?
Mhm.
And Arthanor, you get to kind of move now.
I'm gonna stay around Goody. So. That
Actually,
looks good.
there you go. All right, good guys, back up. Vidar, go. I can see where this is going to end.
So
You have the extra
Vidar.
dice too.
Vidar sees Carol kind of get mauled a little bit right there, and as the wolf has his head down attacking Vidar, Vidar brings the mattock down.
Oh,
no!
God.
Brings the Matic down on Carol's leg.
Misses.
I'm going to use my battle die on this attack. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do an attack on the wolves, and I'm also going to do a royalty revealed to intimidate.
Yep. Yeah. A royalty revealed allows you to do that as a free action.
Mhm.
So
So I'll attack first, the wolves.
Oh, and so it
Oh
begins.
my god.
And so it begins.
you can use your two die though.
Oh,
You have to use it. You said
I'm
you're gonna use
for yeah, I did.
it. So it's 10.
Jeez Louise.
I'm gonna use hope, I guess.
I think Hope would hit him.
Yeah, I got hope.
Oh.
Let's see. It's favored. So favored longsword. That's body, I'm sure, right? So
Yeah.
8.
So next to your sheet, it should say. So your longsword damage 8. So what? 7 plus 8.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
So
9. My damage starts at 9. Double handing it.
Okay, you're double handing it. So 9. 9 plus favored body.
8.
I'm gonna have to look at that again to see.
No, I don't think I get any extra damage because I didn't roll a great success or anything.
I think that your damage is your basic body, guys. If it's favored, that's the attribute used when you just spend a hope.
Yeah.
So Arthanor's, change yours back or whatever what we did.
Yeah, it should be my combat value should be 6.
Right.
But I don't think I get that because I didn't roll a great success. I just get the 9.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
get the 9.
I get the 9. Okay, so hit it for 9. It's still alive, I take it.
Yeah, it's still alive.
All right, well, I'm going to use my battle roll for intimidation.
Hmm.
All right, so -1 hate for the
Is
wolf.
that 12?
Was what 12? It's versus a 10.
Are you going to do that on the wolf or the orc? Because that wolf already had 0 hate because he spent it on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it on the one with 0 hate.
But it won't do anything.
It'll flee. You have 0
No.
hate, they flee, right?
No, there's only if they have the cowardly trait. Or the Craven. There's the Craven talent. But that's why I say if you use it at the orc will flee.
Okay, I use it on the
I'm trying to help you out here.
Wolves are too stupid to be afraid, so.
Yeah, they don't have the Craven.
That's what they stick them on you first.
So what does Eriador do or say?
So first he like comes down with a chop towards the wolf that had bit him and cuts it down the side, and then blood splatters on the orc's face, and he looks at him and he's like, "Run, you cur! Run back to the shadow!"
He goes, "Oh!" He's like, "The flame! It burns!" He just runs off into the camp. As he does that, he starts a chain reaction, like several other, like all around the camp. It's kind of, some of them start to bleed off. A lot of them are fighting still, but some of them start to bleed off. So Domhnall.
Oh, let's see if we can put this fella down. Oh, not bad. This gonna be 5 damage.
You hit him.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps coming at you though. Carol.
Going to attack the orc in front of me, seeing how I got drug out in the middle of combat and an orc rushed up on me. Stab upwards and try to do a foot sweep with my good leg. And basically he's going to spin my battle die to add to the hit roll.
Okay.
They're not Saurons, they're just all bad.
That's not, he made the battle, but
Why did it hit? Oh, I had it hovering over the spears and hanging. I was typing in roll 1d6. 6 9.
9 plus what's your? You gonna hope it or no?
If I hope it, I hope it'd be 15.
And that would hit him. Yep. All right. Suspend hope. You hit him. And Carol, what's your damage there?
Base damage is 5. Combat value is 5.
So it's gonna be 5. So he has 2 left.
Oh.
All right, Arthanor.
I'm gonna try to finish the orc that Goody's fighting. Bang to fuck. And protection roll, not that it matters.
Dead.
Your edge is 9.
Yeah, on that one.
Nice.
On a spear.
Yep.
You're just mowing through people.
Just walk up and as Goody slashes across his ribs and he's like talking trash and I walk up and just through the back of his head, kicking him. I'm just kicking him off the spear every time I do it. And then the orcs are nothing to me.
Goody's turn.
Can Goody run up to this orc?
Yep.
From a defensive position?
Yeah, everything's the same. It's still defensive.
Okay. And Goody's going to look to Arthanor. Arthanor, excellent! Come, let's finish the rest of these orcs and save our friends.
Agreed.
16 hit.
Oh!
Man!
He's about us! Oh,
That's like 10 damage.
He's learned a thing or two there. It kills him. He learned a thing or two there in Rivendell.
Do you believe they call this part of the leg the femoral?
Yeah, so how's that look? You just find this guy just dagger in the back or what?
Yeah, so as he kind of, which is very strange when you look at it, like a little hobbit rallying a master elf, and then he kind of goes running behind the orc that is kind of engaged with Thorald, and he just sticks him in the butt, like, with both his, he's like, has his short sword in both his hands, and he kind of goes running very awkwardly, and just takes the other orc in the butt. He's like, die,
All right.
you
Thorald,
agent
you're
of
up.
the shadow.
Alright, well, Thorald's gonna come up to VR and help him out.
You still have your extra dice, by the way.
Yeah, I'll use it. May as well.
Okay.
What a
I don't
fucking
even need it.
beast!
Oh wow.
Red's a fucking monster tonight. Jesus.
Beast.
Roll the bonus.
Yeah, roll this die.
Ah,
Oh well.
hello.
We should got that shit out of the way.
That still kills him though.
Oh fuck.
Cut down. All right. The bad guys are up again. There's a wolf still gnawing on Eravul's calf there. So your parry is cut in half on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing he's going to hit you.
Probably.
And if Gandalf had
No.
Oh, yes.
Very nice.
So he slaps you, but like you kind of kick him off a little bit. He still has a hold of you, but you're able to fend him off. The orc against Domhnall is going to attack. Miss. These guys are like stormtroopers. Miss. All right, you guys are up again.
Forward,
going-
let's wrap this up.
Forward.
Yeah, I'll do forward
no.
too.
I think I'm gonna go as forward.
Arthur defensive. No. Domino forward, Arthur defensive. That never changes.
Other defenses.
Yeah.
So Vidar sees that orc attacking Carol, and after that wolf was dispatched by Thorald, he just runs. I'm coming, Carol!
Bromance.
Hey, me booty, let's cut this one together.
That does hit him. And it kills him. How's that?
Yeah,
work?
Arvel is.
I come running up and I just swing it like a bat right up against him.
Crunch. All right.
Oh.
It's like 15 damage.
Yeah, it kills him.
Yeah, so as it's kind of
he's
like
attached to your legs.
Yeah.
What do you do?
yeah, he just kind of inverts the sword and just stabs it straight through the thing's back as it's like clenched onto him, and as it lets go, he kind of like extracts the sword and then with a upward swipe just takes the thing's head off.
What the fuck?
He's up now, Domhnall.
Oh god.
I think Domhnall's next.
Yeah, that's probably a hit with forward. That's an edge as well, so he can roll for protection if he's not dead.
Yeah.
It's 5 damage.
Oh yeah, he only had 2 left.
Yeah.
So you got him.
Stab him in the groin and then stab him in the head after he falls over.
So as you finish off that last one, you can hear the rest of the wolves and the goblins flee into the woods and say, you hear them saying, "This is only a taste of what's coming to you if you continue north. The storm gathers." They flee into the night. You can hear them laughing.
Can I shoot an arrow at that guy with...
Yes. Yes. Shoot it. Shoot. 14.
I'm not gonna put up with that if I can help it.
Just roll it.
See you later.
I'll tell you what. You can get your bed.
That's enough out of him, I think.
You've not seen the last of us.
Vidar runs up to Carol. Are you okay?
Stagger and hop and then use you as a brace. And I live. Thanks kindly. Oh. Dappin' wolf got the best of me.
Let's get that bandaged up.
It's almost it's the middle of the night, and there are many dead, but not as many as you would think, thanks to the watchful word of Aravul's brother. But as you scour the dead, you do find the body of your brother.
Yeah. So before he finds the body, he like grabs Vidar by the shoulder and, "Get your dwarves ready to march at dawn. They know we're here. There's no reason to wait." And then he would look for one of the rangers, Willward probably, and Willward, get your men ready to scout.
And Willward comes up to you and wipes black ichor from his face. He says, "Aye, my lord. Wrath will be visited upon those orcs that's never been seen in Eriador in 1,000 years. They killed." I want you to roll a 1d2.
1d2.
Oh. They killed Orthon. He's been slain. And we've come across the body of... What was the other guy that got killed? The body of Talendale as well. We will have vengeance upon them.
He frowns and he's like, "Where is Arlon?" And he kind of looks around and not seeing him in the forefront gets a little nervous.
"I have not seen him since he went out on patrol with..." Then he realizes that Talendale was found slain. And he starts running in that direction.
Yeah, Arvul also runs in that direction.
You find Arlon's body, hideously maimed. There is an eye carved into his forehead.
Yeah, he basically sees him and kind of like his gait slows to a slow walk, and he loses basically all strength in his legs, and he crashes down on his knees and then forward onto his belly, and his sword kind of falls to his side as he kind of almost crawls to Arlen's body and kind of pulls it up onto his lap and just cradles it with his head down. Not saying anything, but putting his forehead to his brother's forehead.
And I want you to do a corruption test, brother. 14. Get you that shadow point.
So corruption, I roll what? Valor or wisdom?
It's wisdom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hate worms its way into your heart. Good.
Yeah, he looks up and...
Shadow point there.
Yep, I did. He looks up and grimaces and, like, after a few moments stands up and looks for a shovel back in camp to dig his brother's grave. And after hours of digging, he lays him to rest and, not saying anything, paces back to camp and goes up to Domhnall and says, "Have your men ready to march. We are going to end this today."
Okay.
What we saw.
Alright, so haste up the Greenway. You gotta decide, you can mobilize right then and there in the dark and up the Greenway, or you can wait till first thing in the morning. If you go now, you have to make one travel check. The TN's gonna be 16. If you wait until dawn, it's gonna be 12.
Yeah, well, my idea was to get people in camp ready to go and wait until dawn and leave.
Cool. Everybody's down with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
No problems here.
All right.
And I am on my horse in the front of the entire army.
So the morning comes, and you guys are going up the greenway. Like, you guys are all bloodied, men are wounded. You guys are pipe-hitting motherfuckers.
Not very Tolkien-esque.
I know. I've caught myself so many times. I was about to like drop bombs, but okay. So travel rolls. So it's a TN12. Listen, don't worry about the lore. If you miss it, we'll roll your lore and see if you get that extra dice. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
All right. So let's just go from left to right.
Oh. I see.
Erebor, you have to give yourself two fatigue. Yeah.
Travel fatigue.
Yep. It's probably not
Okay.
going to go away since you're heading into battle too. So,
Yep.
discuss.
Clutch.
Arthanor, nothing.
I'll pass that on.
All right. Thorold succeeds. Vidar fails.
No, he succeeds. It was
No,
12,
12.
right?
Sorry. Yep.
Goody
Yeah.
roll.
Autumnal's good.
I think Goody is the only person.
That was myself too, but
Oh,
Oh,
I see you.
Goody, give yourself 2 endurance, 2 fatigue.
Travel fatigue, correct?
All right. So on the way north up the Greenway, every once in a while you come across like a roving band of wolf riders, and you just sweep them before you with your massive numbers.
Yeah. I would have had sent those scouts or Arthanor,
Mhm,
I'm assuming.
You waited. Let's see here. All right, here we go. It's a little longer session than usual for me. I usually keep it quick, but it's good. I love it. Marching north, the forces of the free people of Middle-earth are nearly silent. A grave task is at hand, and not all will survive. Along the Greenway, there is an uneasy quiet, as if the birds and beasts of this verdant land have absorbed the somber mood. The nights are dark and the days have developed a dreary quality to them. You may feel as if there is an invisible, oppressive hand holding you back from your destination and adding weight to your boots as you march. Eventually, several leagues to the north, you see a cloud of black rising into the air. Its teeming tendrils splay out, blotting away the warm rays of the sun and turning all to ashen gray. The first columns of your army approach the fields of Fornost, still 2 leagues away, and after cresting a hill, are greeted with the sight of the enemy. Arrayed before the walls of the fortress city is a great host of orcs. In their ranks are great chieftains wielding whips and cudgels, and among their number are also towering trolls with hammers. Across the fields you can hear the slow beating of drums, boom, boom, boom. And out from the host comes a single black rider. So you guys are way across this field, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your columns all kind of come up, and the marching stops and comes at a standstill.
Yeah. Arvel looks at Arthanor and Vidar and the Dunlendings and says, "Shall we meet this one?"
Certainly.
Puts his heels into his horse and moves it forward.
All right, you guys are on this little tactical map now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All of you, except for Arvel, I want you to take a corruption test at 12, seeing the host of the enemy arrayed before you, as you've never seen before.
What's that, wisdom?
I'm
Yes,
good,
wisdom.
bro.
Arthur's good.
This is for Domhnall. Also
Nice.
good.
Vidar's good.
Hey, Bo, refresh my memory. The dude that gave me the sword, is he supposed to help us in this battle?
He said he'd maybe help.
That's what I thought.
Guess we'll see how good the word of a ghost is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I take it the Bree people that I had swayed with my non-ending talking are just like rammed in one of these irons as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, let me find,
Just give somebody an extra hit point or something.
yeah, this is your little followers. He's like the youth of Bree and like the town drunks. They just like one adventure.
And we dress them up in Dunlending clothes and
Yeah. So the only person that takes a shadow is Carol.
Wait, and you roll wisdom, correct?
Yes.
Clutchmeister.
That's temporary shadow.
Yeah.
Temporary or permanent?
It's not temporary. Like temporary still means like it's permanent, but like you can get rid of it. Permanent. I went back after last session. Permanent means like permanent.
You never lose it.
You never lose it.
You
It's
are
like
forever dark.
It's like the that Morgul blade or whatever, you know.
Oh, I
You can
see.
get- yeah. But like the temporary is still kind of permanent,
Yeah.
but you can do crafting to get rid of it and stuff.
You gotta work.
So Carol was a little bit dismayed as he doesn't know what he got himself into as you guys crest this hill, right? And so this rider approaches. I'm gonna switch back to the other maps just because it's cooler looking. I love that pen tablet, by the way. It's so sweet.
It looks awesome.
The single black rider approaches under the gloom. With him is a banner that waves in the warm breeze. It's emblazoned with the silver head of a wolf with ruby eyes. And you're allowing him to approach, I guess, so.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see that this is an orc chieftain upon a great wolf. Big black fucking... Oh, there you go again. Big black wolf dripping saliva. Blood on its fangs. He gives the company a mocking bow. So kind of you to come. Our lord is expecting as much. But I will get right down to the meat of the matter, as it were. The great tyrant of Angmar, Mordoun, Black Hand of the Eye, commands that you flee this field of battle. Fornost now belongs to the Eye, and shall evermore be under his dominion. Comply, and the rest of your brother will be sent to you, Eravul, son of Arafel. And he gets his satchel out and throws this gauntleted hand on the ground, and this oiled cloth splays out, and it displays the left hand of Eravul's eldest brother, still recognizable by his signet ring. It's been marred with tattoos and drawings of the eye in some dark language. So, lore check at 14.
For who specifically?
Who came with you
I did.
Whoever
Arthur did.
to parlay with this rider?
Parlay.
All right, Arthur. Let's see if Eravul. So Arthur can read this, and it's in the script of Mordor, the dark speech, and it reads: "Under hall and under stone, where the sun has never shone, is a darkness deep and dwelling that grants a death that is not dying. For in the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie, is our tyrant lord, the all-seeing eye."
Arthur looks a bit troubled, but he looks at the orc and smirks. And you say a great tyrant, your great leader is within Fornost, the Black Hand himself.
He doesn't answer, but instead, overhead, that soot, that cloud, just erupts, and lightning splits the sky. And though it's midday, it's dark as some devilry spreads out to cover the battlefield.
Arvel looks at Arthanor, and he's filled with hate and anger, and says to Arthanor, "I don't believe I'll allow this one to live." And he draws his sword.
Agreed. Draw my spear.
I would attack him immediately.
As you do so, thunder splits the sky. Just tell me what happens. You can RP it.
He basically rides to the left and swings down towards the wolf, cleaving its skull as leaving Arthanor to finish the helpless orc off.
I would ride to the right and dismount the orc and just leave it for Eravul to finish.
Yeah, he as the orc is laying on his back, he turns his horse and essentially has the horse rear up, and its front hooves come down and smash the orc's head.
Vidar nudges Carol. "Oi, look at that. I was hoping they was going to do something along those lines."
Do I recognize that name at all, Bo?
Lore 16. Yeah. He's from a tale even as a child, like an elf child, you heard of someone who came under the dominion of the great silver-tongued tyrant Sauron. Mordoun used to be a king far east even of Mordor, and he fell under the dominion of Sauron, and Sauron promised him, everlasting life, and you know how the tale goes. It was a fate worse than death. Now he is bound to the Dark Lord and follows him and carries out his will whatever he can.
Ooh, Arthur is actually a bit excited if he might be here. That's somebody he wants to see. I guess I don't even know if any of the other orcs would hear, but I'd just bellow out towards Fornost. If Mordoun cowers in those walls, bring him to face Arthur of Imladris. I would much like to fight someone who is worth my time. Just bellow out towards him, as fanciful as you like, from an elf bellow.
There's no answer to that.
Fair enough.
But instead you just hear this.
We should return to our lines, Eravul. This is about to begin.
You hear boom, boom, boom. They start to march kind of towards you. Very slowly, very slowly.
Yeah,
You
Arvel
use
kind
your
of.
drums.
Yes. He actually dismounts for a moment and takes the ring off his brother's dead hand and climbs back into the saddle and kind of looks over the army in front of him and turns and gallops back towards the line.
All right, let's get this on.
Let's do it.
All right. Let me know where you guys are at on this battle, what you're going to be doing. Just give me 1 second here to...
Yeah. I think we should have the dwarves in front, right? Assuming. Doc, what do you think? Anybody?
I mean, it depends. Because you could use the Dunlendings as, like, softening. They just soften them up and then just hit them with the dwarves later on.
Motherfuckers. The Dunlendings would want to be in front, to be fair, though. They wouldn't want to be...
Yeah, they'd probably want to be right in the front.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. I think the dwarves are probably going to be able to kick ass
don't
more,
put too
though.
much thought into it. I mean,
Yeah.
No, it's Dunlendings up front. Domino with them, of course. He would give them a speech beforehand. As it's about to wind up, if you'll permit me.
yep. And we'll use your battle roll to see how well it goes.
Fuck.
Give me your battle roll. This will count for how many dice Domino gets as well.
Goody would like also to do something to muster courage within the troop.
It's 2D.
Okay. So Domino gets 2.
Yep. Great success.
Alright. So let's do Domino. What's your RP going to be, and then we'll go to Goodwill.
So upon seeing Arthur and Ervil return and seeing that this is about to kick off with the Dunlendings in front, he steps in front of the Dunlendings and probably on the back of a horse just so everybody can see him. All right, all ye brave tribesmen, hear me one last time before we go to meet oblivion. Before us is arrayed the forces of darkness and all their horror and dismay. I have brought you far from the south, far from your homes, to have you fight for those you do not know and may have never seen. But this darkness is not far from home, for if we fail here, all is lost. All you have built, all we have come together to achieve, it is all for nothing. Let not one more Dunlending fall under the sway of darkness, as we'd seen before, when brother killed brother not too long ago, that black day. Let us stand here before the evil arrayed before us, and fight to the last man if need be. To the death! And then raise a sword, hand off the horse to somebody who cares for it, and join my troops front line on foot. Charge straight ahead.
Right, Goodwill.
Goodwill is gonna see, and Araviel and Athanar, when they return their faces, he's gonna look around to the rest of the troop and he's gonna say, "This is what it's come to, friends. When dreadful times upon us fall and shadow scours the land, and men of weaker stature kneel men of valor stand when darkness rises on each side and the day is choked by night, and men who fear the lives concede, men of valor fight. When all of evil is brought to bear with every cruel intent, and all the common men have fled with all their courage spent. When all those who have made great boasts have turned their backs and run, you'll see the men of valor still, their battle just begun. When men of valor with hearts courageous fight both night and day against the shadow invisible that holds our soul at bay. When men of valor with hearts courageous rest with tranquility, for time we count not as our foe, nor death our enemy. And with that, Goodwill looks to Arvil and he says, today you shall have a hobbit by your side. To what end I know not, but I will be there till the end.
Arvel dismounts in front of Goody and drops to a knee and puts his hands on Goodwill's shoulders and he says, "You have a heart of a giant." And he says, "I consider it an honor to call you a friend."
And as this happens, after that poem and rallying speech, there's a great cry grows up among the men. And I want to increase endurance by 2 across the board for the armies.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, that's Goodwill.
Yes.
Ervul, where are you going to be?
Where are your plans to be, Arthur?
With Goodwill. So where's Goodwill at?
The back.
Oh no. Well, I wish you luck, little hobbit, but that's not the place for me.
I don't know. Goodwill's deadly this game.
No, wherever Atna is going to be, Goodwill is going to be by his side because he knows Atna can protect him the best of all. It doesn't matter. Like,
I called out a big dick guy, so I don't know if he'll be near me, even though I'm not sure if he heard me. So it's gonna be rough, but I feel you. I'm not gonna be with dwarves. I'm not gonna be in the back as much as I want to be with my people. I want to get in the fight. Arthur is a warrior, and he's not, man.
Be with the Dunlendings elves.
Dunlendings elves, it is.
So they're going to come up on the flank, maybe, or something. I don't know. So Goodwill.
I would probably be with them as well, the elves and the Dunedin.
All right, Thorold, Carol, and Vidar.
Vidar, of course, is going to be joining his kinfolk. I want to thank you all for coming out here tonight.
I'm gonna play a little something back home.
Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Oh god, that was good.
Carol.
Carol, though his heart is Dunlending, he is enamored by his friendship and bromance with Vidar, and it would be considered to be a great honor if he could accompany him alongside the dwarves. But, in retrospect, seeing how the two armies are near each other, he wants to try and conduct a battle hymn with the dwarves, but he wants to loud enough and hopefully contagious enough that the Dunlendings and the dwarves will catch on to it and start singing it with him. And it's an old Man-O-War song, but I don't think any of y'all listen to Man-O-War.
All right, let it rip, buddy.
Oh god, let's see if I can even remember how this tune went. They like, kill, oi, rapping shields and stuff, going, kill, oi. Trying to get it contagious, kill, oi. Gone are days when freedom shone, now blood and steel meet bone. In the light of the battle's way, the sands of time will shade. How proud our soldiers stand, with mace and shade in hand. Sound the charge into glory ride, over the top of the vanquished pride. Victory, oi, victory, oi, victory, oi. To the battle we ride, we cross the starlit sky. No space, no time will catch the wind. Strange losses, men died. We crossed the starlit sky, and still no space or time. We ride the wind, kill, oi, kill. Trying to get it going with everybody.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
I love it.
Oh, this has been the best game.
All right.
Oh,
All right. Let's do battle rolls. I think Domhnall's already gone. Let's go Carol first. And for that rousing cry, on your battle roll, you give yourself 2 extra d6s.
Nice.
And Vidar, you're going to get the same.
Oh, shit.
On what target?
No, it's just 14. It's like your pre-battle. See how many extra die you get. But you get 2d6 on top of that.
Oops.
Outrageous.
13, huh? Fail.
God damn.
You don't like Man of War. All right, Carol, you do yours. Battle. And then roll 2d6 on top of it.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
Just roll 2s, baby.
Yes.
Oh, good enough.
There you go. At least you get one. You get 1 extra. And Thorold, where are you going to be in all this mix?
He'd
Hang with the elf in the airful.
He'd probably, with a small band of merry men, just help the Dunlendings on the far side.
I'll put you out here. Once you roll your battle, TN 14.
I'm pretty sure I did, but I'll do it again. It doesn't matter.
Those poor Briefolk are fucked.
So you get 1 extra.
You know what? The Thorol's leading the Briefolk, so they might do pretty fucking well, actually. If Brett's fucking dice carry over.
Talk him to death.
Those dozen men that we met outside wind up killing everything.
So Goody, Arthanor, and Eravul all need to make their battle checks, and then we're going to start.
Oh, Arthanor needs to do his, doesn't he?
Goody doesn't have any battle skills.
Fuck's sake. Amazing. Oh, baby.
Arthanor gets 1.
Captain Clutch. I need to save that for the fucking Dark Rider. Should I see him?
Eravul gets none.
So before they set out, Aravul lets the leaders of their respective armies speak, but then he looks to Arthanor and he says, "I suppose today our mettle will be tested like none other." And he kind of looks forward and he's like, "If I see you not in this life once more," he just nods and says, "Let us take as many of them as we can with us."
Agreed. For what it's worth, Ranger, you are not the worst of your kind.
As the music swells.
Yeah. And he smiles and says, "I suppose I will take that as a compliment."
And as he says that, battle is joined. All right, round one.
And Arvul is like, all right, Ghost, come and help me.
All right, so we're going to do the mass combat first. And so Dunlendings are going to go where? Guessing against these folks here.
Yes.
All right. Let me pull up all my armies.
With foaming mouths and angry faces.
All right. So your armies get to take a stance just like everybody else does. And so the stances are they kind of mirror. There's like aggressive, smart, and the first one is 6, 9, 12, right? Kind of like. Does that make sense?
Aggressive.
Aggressive?
I know you don't need to tell me. I mean, they're Dunlendings. we're literally savage men. It's Dunlendings.
All right, aggressive. Okay. Let's see here. Orc soldiers. All right, so their TN is going to be 6 plus 3. It's only 9, so that's good. So they hit, and they do 5 damage. And you're going to get to see something here.
So who attacked who?
Oh.
Right there?
The Dunlending army attacked the.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then, what do you want the dwarves to do?
The Dunlendings are the anvil. The dwarves should be the hammer. They should be focused.
Yeah, the dwarves. I mean, if they can, they want to, make their way through and hit these other shock troops behind the main armies and take them out and come back around.
All right. That's going to take a little time. I think they're going to run into some issues doing that.
What are the stances? I can't read the tiny text.
It's basically the same. Like aggressive combat TM is 6, smart is 9. It's the same. It's the same as in regular.
Yeah, dwarves would probably be a smart stance.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to 9. So it's the same as open, basically.
I would think the dwarves are our line holders, whereas the Bree folks, since they're like fucking nothing at all as far as numbers go, they're only going around. They have no other choice.
So they want to attack the orcs, but they're going to try to continue to move through the line. Is that right?
Yeah, just pretty much like that right there.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and attack them. This will go faster after I get my.
I hope they all have Maddox.
Gandalf.
Oh,
Nice.
I wish they had a
Boom.
medic.
6. They're going to do 12.
Vidar's with his men, fighting alongside them, cutting his way past orcs. Black ichor spraying everywhere.
All right. Elves and Dunedain.
I would figure we would skirmish, right?
So careful.
I would think so.
Probably.
All right. Let's So you want to attack them?
Yeah.
Size is just kind of relative. I mean, skill and stuff makes up for a lot, right? So,
Yeah.
All right. Let me bring them out here. So TN's gonna be 15, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
They're pretty fucking elite.
So they hit and they do 14. Boom.
Too fast for pussy orcs. Oh, sorry, I wasn't Tolkien. Never mind.
I think we're past that part.
It's off the table this session. Okay. The men of Bree, I'm just gonna keep in reserve. And now
They're handing out,
Win the day.
handing out Gatorade and stuff.
They're waiting until we win, and they're gonna dump the Gatorade
all
on
right.
Thorald.
Good job, coach.
Oh, that's funny.
They just run around making noise. They're larping, you know.
It's really Big John and Small John.
Actually hit.
Then on the Dunlendings.
Yeah, that actually the TN's not real. That hits. So they go down to 20.
They're gonna have to get smart next round.
23.
No. We're staying forward the whole fight, buddy. This is a fucking Dunlending army. Whatever happens, happens.
There's some archers that fire like in toward the back rank. You hear some orc captain say, "Let loose the volley," and they let loose one towards the back of the Dunlending ranks. Orc archers.
Yeah, it seems about standard for orcs.
Yeah, that does miss. So nothing there. These guys are going to attack. Do no damage to the elves in Dunedin. The volley.
It's like the Matrix.
Misses as well. People are getting wounded and stuff. It's just not a lot of damage happens. Okay. All right. So now we're kind of zoomed in,
Those trolls.
and yeah, the trolls enter the fray. And who's on the left flank? Harold, Vidar. You are just going to be faced with some of these.
Ooh.
Carol, roll a 1d2. Sorry about your luck. There. All right, what stances are you going to take as this battle rages?
Vidar sees the orc chieftain and he just becomes furious and rushes straight at him.
What stance do you want?
Forward.
Carol, what stance?
Outnumbered. I wanted to go defensive.
All right, Vidar, you go first.
So he sees the orc that's pointing, obviously giving directions from across the field, and he rushes across the field at him and has his mattock kind of down, almost like he's dragging it behind him, but it's not touching the ground. And he runs up and he kind of just does an overhand swing and brings it back up under him.
Oh, that's gonna be nasty.
Okay.
Holy fucking shit!
Vidar, that's gonna do. It hits. That's gonna be 14 plus 8. What's that?
Plus
22.
3 for my hatred of orcs. Plus 3.
It's out on your damage. 14 plus 8 is 22. Plus 8 is 25, right?
Yep.
What the hell?
Oh
Smite
my
it.
god.
Oh, yes.
Bang to fuck. Vidar's been nuts this fucking campaign.
Kills him. And Carl.
I don't like the ones that point.
Carl, I can still attack whatever position, right? That's around us. So
Yeah.
I could technically attack the one on Vidar.
No, you have these two in the chieftain.
Okay. Seeing his cue, it makes sense to cut off the head of the serpent. Being an adder, I know a lot about snakes, so I'll spin, dodge, basically block with a shield, do a tumble sault forward, and then try to lunge up with the spear into the chieftain's belly.
All right, your TM's going to be 19.
I will spend and hope, because my favor to add 6 to that. That'll be 22.
Ooh.
Great success too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that would hit, and then you add your damage on top of your hit.
So 5 plus 5, 10.
10. You hit him very hard. Whoa, he staggered back. Does anybody mind if we just play this one out real quick?
Okay.
No, you go for it, dude.
Yeah, we'll just play this one out and then we'll go and move. All right, bad guy's turn. Orc attacks Vidar. That hits. That hits, and he's going to take 4 damage.
That's my endurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Our wolf wounds haven't healed. Nothing's healed overnight.
No. Actually, you get 3. Yep. You get 3 of healing.
Does this do anything for me? I have the protection mastery. I gain 1 mastery die for protection of wolves.
That's only if you get injured or like have to roll a protection.
Oh, I see. Okay. So this is just endurance hits right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't get his edge.
Okay.
And so Orc Chieftain is going to attack you. The spear. And
Defensive plus 7.
you're in defensive.
Yeah.
So what's that? 19.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
So he hits, and he's going to spend a point of hate.
He's got edge as well.
No, he doesn't have edge on that.
Doesn't
On
have edge
7.
on
On a spear?
Yeah.
Oh, 7. Huh?
His edge is 9. So he's going to do 4 plus 5, but he's going to spend a point of hate, so it's going to be 10 plus 4. It's going to be 14.
Holy
14.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, Carol, I'm coming.
I'm guessing that makes you wary.
Yeah, down this 6 out of 23 on endurance.
All right. And the other orc's going to attack you as well. He misses.
Mercifully.
And he misses.
So if your endurance is below your fatigue or weary,
Yeah, just mark yourself as weary. All right, Vidar's up again.
He's gonna follow through with the attack against the chieftain and just have the Amatic come swinging around at the other one.
What's the damage of your Matic? 8?
Let me just confirm.
Hey,
Amatic,
do we still have our travel fatigue from earlier?
Uh,
I would assume not, right?
Which one? From the whole trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But
yeah, we rested each
we
of us.
rested, yeah.
Yeah, you guys rolled really well, so all that travel fatigue's gone.
So yes, his damage with the Matic is 8.
8, so yes, he has 4 left.
Hatred of orcs, does that count?
Oh, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11?
Yes.
Yep. He's limping. He's limping around. He has 1 left.
My leg.
All right, Carol.
Still defensive, another attack on the orc chieftain.
So your 10 is going to be 19.
Oh no.
Oh,
Because I'm weary, yeah.
Not the
Yeah.
Braddock.
Yeah, hope's not gonna help.
And so the orc attacks Vidar. I'm going to stick you like a pig. That hits.
Looking pretty sticky.
You're going to take 4 damage. What does that put you at?
23.
Just over your threshold. And then the chieftain comes again at Carol. Attacks with a spear. What's your parry?
It's 5 plus 2 for the shield.
So 19. It's gonna be 19.
Oh,
my
no.
God!
He hits,
Man.
and he's going to spend a point of hate again to
Oh,
increase his
fuck.
damage.
He rolled an high, doesn't he benefit too?
He gets an edge, you would think.
Mhm.
So you have to roll protection if that's what
Yeah,
Blood is.
that is the case.
Oh.
Fuck's
So
sake.
you're going to do the damage is going to be 4 plus 5, so 9 damage.
That'll put me at -3.
Okay, so mark yourself as wounded now.
Oh my fuck.
Oh no.
And roll protection. Your protection is going to be against 12.
Do I have to declare if I'm going to invoke bonus before?
Oh, your battle bonus? Yeah, you do. I would.
No, I'm talking about I have you can invoke your attribute bonus when you're doing damage on protection rolls. You have to declare it before, after. Or...
I don't understand what you mean. Oh, the hope point?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can wait till after. I can wait till after.
Okay. And what's my target? You said again?
12.
Yeah, I'll spend a point and utilize my spiral armor, which adds body and heart, if I remember right.
So he tries to do a coup de grace on you.
Yeah, it adds 8 to the roll, 18.
Yep. He tries to do a coup de grace. It's like, I'm going to spill your blood on this battlefield.
I don't take more than that, buddy.
Okay. You narrowly escaped with your life, man. So you're wounded.
Now the orcs go, right?
Yeah, now the orcs have to go.
But they have to get a 19. Good luck on that, unless they roll an I.
Don't set him up.
Yeah, I know.
You dirty fuck, Ted. Oh no.
All right.
Good.
Sorry, roll protection.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh no. It had to happen, didn't it? Fuck's sake.
So I on a protection roll is bad.
It's always bad. That's
You're
auto.
already that hurt.
Oh no.
So he
Take
finishes you
Domino.
off. He goes, ah! Vidar sees his fellowship focus stricken down in battle.
Right in the side of the ribs.
Make a corruption test at 16.
oh, God.
That was brutal.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
all going to shift over to Vidar now.
That was spider-like at some point.
All right, so no shadow.
Oh,
So you're in the thick of it. You're like the RP is like you're in the thick of this battle, right?
yeah.
So anything can happen. That's what happened. Just bad luck, man.
It's all good. Carl was a traveling handyman for a sec. I'll try and bring his sword.
All right, Vidar, it's your turn, and you're now facing all these guys.
I actually have an idea for Bjorn I was wanting to do.
Okay, fair enough.
So, Vidar sees the orc chieftain step over towards him after watching his friend Carol die. He's just filled with fury. I said I don't like the ones that point.
Oh,
nice.
that's an edge. That's an edge, ain't it?
Yep,
Yeah, I can tell you right now that he's dead.
Oh, fuck's sake. Get banged on.
That's 2 leaders dead.
So you kill him. Now the orcs are all going to attack you.
Good luck, buddy.
But he's 6 plus whatever your parry is. So we'll see.
No.
What's your parry?
Like
That
4
probably
or
hit it.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Vidar is 4.
Yeah.
That did hit.
Gonna wheel him down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that hit. So that's going to be 4 damage.
That's me
Are you,
too.
are you wary yet?
Yep.
Mark yourself wary, son.
Time to clutch.
Come on, Dolph it. We need a
He
Dolph
hits.
here.
That's going to be another 4 damage.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And he
Forward
hits as well.
stance.
Another 4 damage.
That one hit 11.
Yep.
6 plus 4.
Okay.
You can always time to retreat.
I'm gonna change stances.
Absolutely. So
And-
defensive or open?
I'm gonna go open.
Okay.
And yep, I'm gonna go open, and I'm gonna attack. This one. But which one was? This one was already damaged, right? Yeah, that's the one that was on me.
Yep, that's only
Earlier.
one left. Yep.
Yep. So I'm gonna go open, and I'm gonna attack him. So They're getting little jabs and cuts in here and there, trying to wear me down. And I take my mattock and swing it at him.
Balls.
Baller, dead. As you do so, the other ones press in from your backside. Oh!
Oh my god.
Oh fuck.
That's bad.
Edge.
They're fucking brutal.
No, it hits, and it's extraordinary. So it's going to be 4 plus 3, 7 damage, plus a protection test.
Plus a protection test. Where's protection?
It should be a macro on your character.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the TN for that protection test is 12. So you are not yet wounded. You are not yet wounded. And I think you're up again, right?
Jeez.
Is it me again?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go into defensive stance.
Become a turtle.
That's perfect though, because you're like,
Good call.
you know, they're pressing in on you, and it's the numbers of them. Just the numbers.
It's pretty fucking
And
rowdy.
this one right here. You're not gonna drop me.
Oh my
roll.
god.
That
Rolls
kills
are
him.
in-
That kills him. This other one comes at you.
Oh,
He misses.
Oh yes.
Having his
Oh,
Arthur
that's
moment.
so good. He missed.
Arthur moment. Clutch it. Do it, Vidar.
Your turn. Baruka's on.
Now go forward and kill him. Well, I don't listen to me. I tried that
Yeah,
once and I got spidered.
Yeah, and you got banged on.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Vidar just pulled the milk dwarf there.
So you fend them off, and like they're trying to trample Carol's body, and you're just over his body, just his axe is flashing, his mattock is just like spraying blood everywhere. And what do you say?
You rotten monsters! You're all gonna die for this. You're all gonna die. Every last rotten one of you. All your filth.
They take heart. They see Carol die, but they see you defending valiantly, and your army takes heart in what's going on.
Have them chant my song.
Die, die, die. Oi, oi, oi.
Then on the left flank of the battle,
Oh,
Shit.
sick.
Alright, buddy. Tighten up your jock strap. Here we go.
Let's go.
Yeah, because that was not easy.
This ain't gonna be either.
Oh, man.
It's gonna be an interesting one.
I'm gonna need you to find your balls.
all right, roll. You already rolled your battle. Tell me what stance you're gonna take.
Fuck.
I'm gonna go defensive without a doubt.
Yeah, it looks good right now. I agree. Defensive looks good.
Oh, is Ian taking Domhnall?
I mean, I'm fine with it if he wants to. I say he has something to do.
It's up to you, man.
Yeah, if he wants to, go ahead and give him control of it. If he didn't want, I mean, if you want to, you know, it's up to you, dude. I don't want you to be sitting there fucking, oh man, this is real exciting.
No, I'm cool. I'm listening.
Okay. Alright, I will take defensive on Domhnall. And we will get rowdy as we need to.
Yeah, Thor takes defensive as well. I'm not getting whacked with this fucking
I
troll.
mean, take a look.
What else are you gonna do? I mean,
Yeah, yeah, open, no
Hey,
problem.
Thorold, roll a 1d2.
1d2. Alright.
You're gonna draw the fucking troll. Oh, I guess it's me.
Yeah, it's Domhnall.
Yay.
I'm gonna go forward now. No.
Alright, you guys are up.
Thorold, go ahead. I guess I'm gonna be relying on you to.
Alright. you
In
can.
a minute.
Thorold's gonna take a swing at the orc right in front of him.
Alright, it's going to be 16. You miss.
Can I use my bonus die?
Yep. Roll a 1d6. No.
Damn.
Yes. Domhnall.
Let's deal with the orc first. Seems like a good idea. Oh, go fuck
Dolphin
yourself.
it.
That's gonna be an edge. That's gonna be a protection.
What's the injury rating?
I think he beat it, but let me check.
Yeah, I think that probably beats the 16 is pretty good.
Yeah, and just 14. He beat it.
Yeah. Alright, what's your damage on your weapon then?
5.
So he's got 7 left. Okay. Oh no.
There we go.
Alright, left to right. Thorold.
oh God.
It's great success.
We're doing so good.
That's gonna be 3 plus 4, 7 endurance taken off. Thorold.
That's 20 out of 27.
That makes you not wary yet.
Okay.
That one misses.
Stone troll.
Let me bring up. Oh, they have a troll. He's
Oh,
injured.
fuck.
He's an injured stone troll.
How do they keep getting all these injuries? Beat the shit out of them all day in the orc camps? Like, this is a troll. At 7 parry, 2 shield, 7. No, wait, that's. Okay.
All right, what's he got? He has
He's got to beat, if I'm reading this right, my parry 7, shield 2, so 21.
Oh, God.
He's got to beat a 21.
I see a theme to your character builds.
I like to live.
Yeah.
18.
Oh, God.
That's
Fucking shit.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's a
These
great success.
orcs.
Oh
Great
no.
success. That's gonna be 7 damage
Okay.
and roll protection.
These orcs are the problem.
Fuck, that's bad. What's the value? That's 12? Oh, shit.
Yeah, 12. It's beat 12.
Nice roll.
Oh, God.
All right, you guys are up again.
Did I hear someone say these orcs are a problem?
Actually, I don't feel like taking that. I'm going to take a point of shadow as per, let's see what this is. It is Fierce Folk. When a Dunlending receives a loss of endurance, it would make him... Oh, no, never mind. It's only if it make me weary. Disregard. That'll be next time. Go ahead, Thorold.
I'm just gonna keep trying to whack people.
Oh,
Nice. That'll kill him probably.
One
that
off.
kills one of them. Yep. Boom. Domhnall.
Orc again. You gotta kill the littleish ones first.
Kills him.
Ugh.
Oh wait, it
It's
doesn't.
16, yeah.
You miss.
I'll hope. I don't feel like dealing with it. Just get him out of here.
All right. Bad guys are up again. Miss.
Yeah.
Watch. Incoming.
Yeah. Poor Dom's gonna get squished.
Okay.
Miss.
Oh, nice.
Whew. Go ahead,
All right,
Thorald.
I just see this
Thorald
stone
again.
troll chasing you around, smashing the ground.
Monty Python's playing.
Thorald misses.
I think I see a spider coming from that eye.
No, please.
Let's. I'm gonna use one of my bonus die, and you know who I'm attacking. You know who I'm attacking, so. Oh well, I might roll another success. So. Nope. It's pretty good though, isn't it?
You hurt him pretty bad if you hope.
Let me see. Stone Troll's parry is 5, so he's beat 17.
17? I'll hope it.
Hope
I want to beat him up.
and that's a great success too, right?
Yep. So it's gonna be 9.
9 total.
Yeah, 'cause my damage value is 4.
Hmm.
So it's damage 5 for the spear. Combat value 4.
You hurt him a little bit. All right. Bad guys are up again. Miss. Miss.
Nice.
Oh, just dodge, baby.
Take this orc out. There we go. That might still not kill him, probably.
Yeah, it doesn't kill him, I don't think. Your damage on your
damage
weapon
is
is
5.
5.
Yeah.
So he has 7.
Son of a bitch. Can I bonus die that? The last one I have?
Yeah.
Just enough. Give him. No, not at all.
No, it's
actually.
not.
Yeah,
Go
you
off
should
it
be.
again. Fuck it. Balls out.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't do. Are you sure you wouldn't do that? You didn't hit for great success or anything. And
Doesn't matter. Gotta whittle him down. Can't keep missing.
All right. All right. What
Maybe 5
you do?
damage. Oh wait, how much? What am I aiming for his TN? Before I even bother. Why not?
It's going to be 12 plus 5, 17.
17. Okay, so if I hoped I would hit him just barely, yeah, I'll do it.
All right.
Gotta whittle him down.
All right. Orcs up. Boom. Oh, it misses.
Yeah, it won't hit me.
This is a scary one. Oh.
yes.
The Dolph.
All right, Thorald, you're up.
Alright. See if I can get rid of this freaking orc.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brett.
Misses there, I think, right? 12. Yeah, misses.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's just spend a hope,
Yeah, I was gonna hope.
and that would kill him.
Clutch.
So you turn around as the music swells, and just finish this guy off. What's it look like, Brett?
Uh, he, Thorald, takes his sword and pretty much drives it through the orc's eye and kicks him off of his sword and turns to face the troll with Domino.
I miss. I'm not gonna hope.
All right. Bad guys are up, and he's going to attack you. Miss.
All right, Thorald.
This defensive stance is really keeping us alive.
All right, Thorald. Well, it was. I'm going all balls now.
Are you?
I'm going forward.
Oh, I don't know if I really want to do that. Oh wait, he's attacking you, so I'll do it anyways.
You're Dunlending. For Dunland. For the Beaver Clan.
All balls. All balls for the beaver.
For the Beaver Clan.
All
Yeah,
right.
Thorald might as well join him as well.
Oh, you're a fucking treasure. All right, here we go.
Are you guys changing your stances or no?
Yeah, we're both.
I am going forward.
Oh God! You guys are gonna get killed.
You don't know me.
I don't want any whining after this.
No, I'm not Chris.
All right, roll it, man.
Go ahead, Thorald, left to right.
All right, let's do it.
Uh-huh.
I'll
Hit
hope
him
it.
at least.
No, it hits him.
You might
Oh,
not
it hits
need
him.
to.
It hits him. Okay.
6
fine.
plus,
Yeah,
it's
you're
open
6.
6 plus 5.
Yeah, what's your
11.
damage?
It's 5.
All right, Domhnall.
Oh, fuck.
Poor troll's gonna die by a death drive.
Oh my
God.
goodness.
No.
Domhnall's dead.
Oh my God. How much hope do you have?
Not enough to do that, because I'm gonna need this next one to. I need to use one to not fucking die. So.
All right, here we go. Sorry, Thorold.
No.
Turn.
Just
Dolph.
Just dodge. It's fine. You'll be okay.
No, I'm dead.
Oh no.
That's gonna be painful.
It's 12.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm
Look on the
definitely
bright
100%.
side. If you were in defensive stance, that wouldn't have helped either.
No, yeah. It might have. It depends.
You're good though. You're just wary, right?
Yeah, I'm very wary.
That's
All
fine.
right. So that brought you down to 10.
Yep.
Mark yourself wary, but then you also have to make a protection roll.
He just battered the fuck out of you.
Against, protection against 14.
Oh, baby.
Nice.
Oh, baby.
What happens? I love this system. Even
So,
as a wary, you roll the Dolph. That's awesome.
It's fantastic. So Thorold, he gets whacked to the side, but he still stands up and faces the troll with Domino.
All right. You guys are up again to Thorold.
Oh god, I'm gonna change my stance. I'm back to defense too.
Well, seemed like a good idea.
Screw that.
Oh, fuck. I'm done. Fuck it. Let's go.
Very nice.
God.
That's gonna be edge too.
Thorold.
This has been his fucking day.
It has.
Thorold, long sword. Your edge is 10. Yes.
Yeah.
So what you have, you got. You have your shield, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. So
I would assume so. Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be 10 damage. That's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
4th of his remaining damage. And then he's gonna have to make a protection check.
Injury is 16.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Oh, fuck.
But stone trolls have something called great size. So resilient that it's not knocked out or killed when reduced to 0 endurance, or if wounded once. It has to be wounded twice.
Oh, okay.
Oh, don't worry, buddy. I got you.
He is wounded, however.
No, I'm
He's
not gonna
hurt.
quite, but 5 damage.
Stone troll.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
Jeez.
Downhole.
Time to get a point of shadow, boys, because I mean, this is gonna fucking hurt.
He rolls
Dolph.
all ones.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I'm gonna eat a little bit of shit for that. How much? How much?
6 damage, but I'm gonna spend 1 point of hate to do it. 12.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take a point of shadow because I'm gonna use Fierce Folk, which is one of my. It is the cultural blessing that I have. When a Dunlending receives a loss of endurance that would make him weary, reduce him to 0 endurance, he may choose to gain a point of shadow and cancel that endurance loss. So gain a point of
That's
shadow.
good. Jeez.
That's nice. So
And
you get nothing then.
yep.
That would have made you weary for sure, I'm guessing.
Oh yes, I would be 3 points off of being fucked. So
All right, Thorold.
All right.
No, not in defensive stance. It doesn't work for you.
What if I hope that shite?
So it's going to be 12 plus 5, 17. What? Yeah, you would hit.
Yeah. I'll
oh
hope
my god,
I'll hope
that's
it.
gonna brutalize that thing.
Outstanding success.
You're going to hope it?
Yeah, I'll hope it.
That's going to be 15. 15 damage.
Boom!
Does he have to roll another?
No.
Nope.
He has
Okay.
edge.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's got edges on the Dolph.
Yeah.
All right. Domino.
Like so. That's gonna be edge. Shit. Please fail. Injury of 14. He has to beat.
That hit as well, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It does 5.
5 damage.
Mm.
Okay, if he doesn't meet this, he's dead, actually, because that would be 2 wounds.
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Dolph!
Dolph!
You hear this. You hear this. He just crashes to the ground. Domhnall and Thorold, bruised and beaten, stand over the battle victorious.
King of the Dunlendings.
Both of the archer companies from the rear ranks of the enemy, they flee into the gates of Fornost. Scared and frightened.
Thorald just like sort of stumbles and he's like, never again. If I have to face another troll, I'm gonna puke.
Well, go ahead and vomit now. I imagine we'll be seeing another one.
Alright, on the right flank of the battle, what's going on?
We're just making these. It seems like we've been making these orcs look bad. They haven't even touched us, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've been
they've hurting people, but not a whole lot of deaths. We're just tearing through them, if I remember correctly.
using our bows and our agility, just cutting them down, and not staying in range. Guerrilla type warfare.
Oh. But you didn't do one thing.
Oh man.
People behind you.
No, it's Murglock, that guy.
He's mine.
You know me. I killed your eldest brother. And now I'm coming for you.
Okay.
So from behind you. Find my armies. Wolfpack army. There you go.
Holy shit.
So charging down from the hills behind you, you just hear a horn blare. And you hear a bunch of barking. And you turn around and just legions on legions of wolves are coming at your rear. And behind them, cracking his whip. Go on, you beasts! Make mincemeat of them. I'm going to feast on their flesh after you're done. I know this one here, some prince of the old days. Oh, I'm going to suck on his marrow, and it's going to be oh so tasty. Maybe I'll feed you the scraps, my precious. Now kill them all! All right.
I want the big one.
You want the big one?
I want the big one.
All right. You get the big one.
Give it, yes. Good.
And Goody, roll 1d2.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Roll a
Uh-oh.
2. Roll
Uh-oh.
a 2.
Yeah, just give it to me. It's fine. Oh, well.
He took it.
Nope.
Be safe, Goodwill.
The fortune of war. All right. What are your stances?
Defensive.
Defensive.
Nobody wants to fight nobody today.
Vidar did.
Arthur
That's
never
true.
goes anything but, just to be fair.
Yeah, I think Thorald learned that lesson today.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Man, this game already has a lot of NPCs. Let me find old Murgluck. Oh man, he's a bad fucker.
Uh-oh.
He's a bad man.
I asked for it.
Yes,
I
you
knew what I was
did.
getting into.
All right, you guys are up.
Gotta get my warm up in for Mordoon, whatever his name is. Go ahead, Goodwill.
Okay. So he's gonna see these wolves coming at him, and Goodwill initially is gonna like take a few steps back, almost running away from the fight, and then he looks at Arthur and he remembers Arthur's story.
Actually, I'm gonna stop you right there. I want Arthur and Aravul to make a battle at 14.
Battle?
Yep.
Ooh. Could be good.
Because otherwise you guys are gonna get.
Ooh.
All right. So Aravul sees him coming, so he's able to tell you guys to do an about face, right? To face these. Face these wolves.
Yeah,
Okay,
so they don't get behind us. Yeah.
Yep.
Good
So
call.
you do get to attack first. Otherwise, I was going to have them attack first.
Okay.
So Goodwill, I'm sorry to interrupt. Bad GM, go ahead.
Oh no. So Goodwill almost like loses his nerve when he's coming at him, and he takes a few steps back. He's almost part of him wants to run away, and then he looks upon Arthur and he sees his stand. He remembers Arthur's story during their fellowship phase, and he steels himself, looks upon the wolves, and is going to attack. With still fear in his heart, he's going to miss.
It's a miss.
Yep.
You miss as the wolves swarm about you, nipping at your tender parts.
Huh.
All right, Arthur.
First your pets, then you. Oh no, or not, you know. Fuck it. God, it
Oh,
would have been
God.
brutal too.
That
Fucking
would've been-
hell.
Miss.
Anything but an eye would have been great. It's one eye they won't get at least. Go ahead, Arvel.
Arvel's just double-handing his sword, swinging.
What
at the
am I
nearest.
missing here?
Oh god.
Am I late to the party?
Exciting.
Oh my god.
We're doing pretty good.
Arvel misses.
I'm not liking the prospects of this so far.
Yeah, I think the right flank's gonna fold. If we're gonna do this.
All right, here we go. Wolves. Oh, don't have them out yet. My screen is just cluttered with NPC sheets.
Oh, I bet.
See, you gotta stop putting orc chieftains and stuff, and then you'll be fine.
16. I think that's a miss, probably. Maybe.
On who? Goody?
I'm goody, yep.
Defensive plus parry of 5. I want to ask this question. I have something
17.
called,
Yep, that's 17. That's a miss.
I want to ask a question. There's something called small folk. When attacked by a larger enemy, use favored wits to calculate parry. Would I be considered small folk versus wolves?
No, but I would say with the big orcs or the trolls, yes.
Okay, perfect. Cool. So that's a miss.
All right. Second one.
For peace sake, I'm just going to whack their nose with blade.
Now they're going. Ooh, second hit's bad.
Ooh, that hits. That definitely hits.
3 plus 3, it's 6 endurance all.
I'll take that. Oh, I probably should have declared that beforehand. Never mind.
6 damage.
6 damage. Okay.
Yep.
So, endurance is at 14 of 23. Is that weary?
It's only if it's below your fatigue.
What's your fatigue?
Total fatigue's at 8.
No, you're good.
You're good.
If we're going forward, Goodwill is going to be my protection focus while I'm defensive. So,
Okay. Goodwill's the focus. And Murgluk. Let's see here.
What is he got to beat at 21?
yeah,
Yeah.
gonna nail it right off my luck today. Oh, good. Based. That was one I was super worried
Misses.
about.
Plus 7.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
If he hits, he's going to spend a point of hate to
Fuck me up.
ease you. Yeah.
Okay, it's wolves.
He doesn't.
Oh, the return of the Mac.
Nope. And Eravul,
17. I gotta
if he hits, he's going to spend his hate. Nope. Misses. You guys are up again.
Okay, Goody's gonna attack with his short sword. Please hit.
Nope.
Wait. What's to hit on the wolves with the hope point?
Wolves. Your defense is going to be 12 plus. It's going to be 17.
Oh, okay. So no, forget that.
All right, Arthur.
Let's see if we can roll another eye and get another chieftain up in this bitch. Hey!
Oh my
no
God.
eyes, but I'm
That's
taking
awful.
on. I'm doing real good, boys.
Yeah, there's plenty of eyes right there. Like, there's two
Oh
sets of
my
snake
goodness.
eyes right there.
Eravul.
Hey, that's my boy. I need your help. I thought this was a good idea, but
I killed
I think
Fool.
that's
You're two-handed, right?
yeah, 2-handed 9 plus 6. So
Yeah, it's killed him.
yeah, he just like chops down on the back of its head as it's dancing around him.
All right, Wolf's turn again. Here we go. Goodwill.
Okay. Oh, miss. Whack. Whack on the nose
Misses.
with my blade.
oh fuck, here we go.
Misses.
Nice.
Ooh.
Was that the wolf?
Yeah.
Bergluck.
Yeah.
Oh.
I knew he was gonna with that shit.
Now he no great success though.
Fair
So it's going
enough.
to be 7 plus. Oh, I'm gonna do 14. I'm gonna spend his hate. 14 damage.
I guess who's weary?
You're weary.
Yeah. That's half my health, so yeah.
All right. And the orc chieftain still needs to go.
Airvol's been waiting for this. It's fine.
Oh.
And of course,
That hits.
when it rains, it pours.
Jesus.
That hits. That's going to be 4 damage.
Oh, it's fine.
Out of curiosity, how are they getting a +7 and +5 at the end?
Because Morgluck's a fucking badass.
You do these hate.
It's their attribute bonus for NPCs. It's a little bit different system from like the NPCs from the CPCs. All right, you got hit again. What you at, man?
10 out of 20, well, 28.
All right, Airpool.
I'm moving over to help Arthur.
Do you want to like absorb one of them, and I'll just assign them to you? Why don't you absorb
yeah.
Mergluck Wolfmaster?
No. I wanted him, taking him.
Okay, then I'll take the orc chieftain, bring him over here, and the wolves. Give me both of them.
Yeah.
Bold move.
Well, you don't need any.
I just gotta find my balls, man. That's it. I mean, I don't know what's going on right now.
Morgluck has them.
I gotta find him and get him back.
Look at that ugly bastard. Look at that ugly bastard.
But that's good artwork for that one.
Yeah, I did it.
I can't let him win. He's too disgusting. Go ahead.
Oh, Goody? Yeah, okay.
Airvul, yeah. Did you go yet?
Yeah.
Killed the wolf.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the beginning, right? So
Yes, there
yeah,
should be good.
I killed the wolf last time.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good. Well, you're up.
Come on, hit. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
It's just.
Oh. All right, Arthur.
Very difficult to watch.
It is what it is.
Oh,
Nice.
Yes.
Injury. 14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
So you hit him. So what's your damage there?
5.
5. All right. So let me see. Let's do this.
Give me another Dolph for his
All right,
protection.
baby. Here we go. Here we go.
Dolph it. Fuck. That'd have been huge.
Yep. All right, Eravul.
I'll attack the Orc Chieftain. Oh, God.
Oh god. Good, he doesn't get to keep it. Whew.
All right. Bad guys up.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, goodwill.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
Yes. Whack on the nose.
Nice.
Whack on the nose.
Oh.
3 damage.
Huh?
That's 3 damage.
3.
And roll protection.
He scratched you.
Well, roll protection. Against
How do you roll
4.
protection?
It's right.
Smack
There
that.
should be a.
There should be a clickable macro there.
Scratch you deep.
It's against 14.
Oof. Oof.
Oh, sorry. I see it now. Sorry, but
Woohoo! No.
You're wounded.
Oh.
Mark yourself as
Don't
wounded.
worry, you're gonna see something much worse in a minute.
If you have a hope and a body of 4, you could spend a hope.
I do know I have a body of 2.
Oh.
Little hobbit, man.
I'm sorry. All right.
No problem.
So who's wounded? Just Goodwill?
Just goodwill right now.
And Carol's dead. Okay.
Yep.
Arthur, go.
Thanks for reminding us. Me go? Murglux was his. Murglux
Can,
was.
Yeah, it's your
Oh yeah,
turn.
Murglux goes. Murglux
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
Can
Murglux
Vidar
goes.
make an awareness check to see if he notices what's going on across the battlefield and rush in
I'm not gonna let you rush in right now, but yeah.
to help his friends?
Yep. 16 because of the fog of war.
No, I guess it would have to be an awareness check, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds fucking.
I can't use my batting skill.
All right. Murglux attacks. Vidar.
Yeah. No dice, Vidar.
Yeah, you gotta remember too, despite the fact that he's pulling us and resolving as each of us separate, all this is technically kind of happening at the same time. So
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all kind of happening. I would have let you like the next round where you fight even more people.
Roll the Dolph.
Just roll under 21.
Oh my God.
God damn it.
7 damage.
Oh, goody, it's been a pleasure.
You down yet?
Nope. 3.
All right.
Oh, fuck.
On to Eravul.
I'm taking him with me.
17. They're gonna beat.
Oh,
Yes.
there's the
Unnecessary one.
there's the Dolph that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I think that hits you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So it's going to be it's a great success.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be 9. Plus I'm going to spend a point of hate to make it 10 plus 4, 14. Are you wary?
Yeah. But so 14 total.
Yep.
So So I am wary, but I might be able to get rid of my helmet.
Yes, you can drop your helmet.
I'm just trying to see how much. It's only 2, so it doesn't matter. I'm still wary.
All right. Good guys up.
Goody.
Can I put like a? What if I hope this? What gets added?
Your body.
What's your body?
Oh,
It's
3,
still
2, 14. No, it's
It's still miss.
Uh,
Yeah, I looked at.
There you go. And an edge.
and injury. 14. Let's fucking go.
14 damage?
No, 14 for injury has to be, because I rolled
Okay,
edge.
so your damage is going to be 2 your damage rating plus your injury, your weapon.
So 2 times my damage. So 2 times my damage rating plus my weapon. Is that what you said?
Yep.
19.
Oh! Ooh. Bergluck. All right, he's going to roll protection. What is it?
14.
Fucking
Yes.
dead.
Nice.
Yes.
No, he has that same trait.
Still
You need to injure him one more time.
He has to get wounded twice and then he dies.
Still banging on him.
He's still banging on you. Eravul.
Orc chieftain. Oh my god.
I'm glad it's you and not me. Sorry.
Mm. Well, I can hold out a little longer.
I can't.
No.
I literally cannot get hit again.
Roll a 1d6. Tet.
1d6.
Fuck.
Nothing happens.
Whew.
All right. Bad guys up.
Good luck, Goody.
Every round. Good luck, Goody.
Because I know he's so close. I want to help him, but I literally cannot. Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
That is gonna hurt.
Goody.
That's 6.
Oh no.
6.
6 damage.
Okay, so now I am weary and wounded.
Oh no.
Weary and wounded. Weary.
No, you're not wounded yet, are you? Because
No, I was wounded already.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You were wounded already?
Yes.
Yeah.
He failed his protection last time.
Yeah, I failed my protection.
Looking good at all.
So I think you might die.
Yeah, I mean, once you get wounded a second time, that's it, right?
Well, he didn't get wounded that time.
I just got
That wasn't a
weary.
wound.
Oh, okay.
No, you're not. You're not under your threshold, right?
No, okay, so I was at 11. You hit me for 5.
Okay, you're down 6. Okay, you're cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going yet.
All right, buddy.
I don't think my heart could take it if the Hobbit dies.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might just have to go all in and fucking go forward.
All right, Arthur.
No, it's wolves again for Goody.
Yeah, one more wolf.
Fortunately.
One more wolf.
Oh man,
I mean, I would have let you, but
I'm too nice of a GM here.
you gotta handle it. If it's meant to happen.
This is
That's actually not going to kill him, though, yeah.
3 damage.
Not yet.
3 damage?
So-
Okay.
He's down to 3.
I gotta wrap this fucker up or just get killed by him so I don't have to worry about trying to save Goody.
All right, Mergluck. Here we go.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Nice knowing you
It's,
guys.
well, it wasn't actually. I mean,
Oh, it's a hit. Okay, so you take 7 damage,
Okay.
but you got roll protection.
Oh, good. So I could just straight up die. What's the injury?
So 7 damage, and then injury is 14.
Okay. Is
You're
there?
just wounded though. You're just wounded.
Yeah, you're
haven't
just
been-
taking-
I'm under my endurance.
You under your endurance plus a wound at the same time.
Yeah, I'm at -4.
You're dead.
Can you
Is there
use hope?
Is there anything I can use?
No. The rule. I think the rule's really clear that if that stuff happens at the same time, wound plus going under, it's not good.
Not even the body, the protection. I could literally pass. I mean, I'm not trying to fuck rule. If that's what the rules say, then so be it. But if I can use hope to pass protection, then
You can use hope to pass protection.
Yeah.
okay. And that's off body.
Yes.
Okay, then I'll use the hope and not die.
All right. So you're just wounded now.
It's gonna be just enough to wait. TN 14 for him, right? For the wound, or is it 16?
For Murgluck, for that one, it's 14.
Okay. So I'm just under.
What's your hit points?
I'm at -4 endurance.
All right, so you just fall down, just kind of on the field.
Oh.
Eriador.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, bud.
Yeah.
Eriador, you. Here
I'm
we
ready.
go.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready.
I'm ready. That's a hit.
It's a double hit. 6 damage.
Okay.
And Orc Chieftain.
Oh,
yes.
Misses.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Not really.
All right. That's everybody. So how many we got wounded? So Carol's dead.
I'm wounded.
Arthur,
Goody's wounded.
Goodwill. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that triggers something.
What?
And so it is often the case that the spirit of man yearns for meaning. He is oft not content to sit in comfort, but instead desires feats of daring and adventure. Young men especially are prone to such fancies. So it was on that gloomy day in March, back in March, when Duinhir, son of Relenthar, wandered into the tavern of the Tower Guard, he began to talk to his friends, for he had long been away. They yearned to hear his tales, and tales he told. After a round of ale, the squire had a handful of young men pledging their allegiance, first in mockery, but then something real came of it. It was even more real the next day when these men met in a courtyard in secret, plotting. Their numbers swelled until 2 nights later, they were 3 dozen strong, then 4 dozen, and 5 dozen. On that night, under a silver moon, they crept into the stables, their eyes wide in anticipation. Soon thereafter, they could be seen riding like wind out of the mountains of Minas Tirith, against the wishes of their betters. Long days had transpired, and some of them were difficult. But now, upon the field of battle, through the thunder and lightning behind you, you hear the low rumble of hooves. Boom, 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 boom. It gets louder and louder, and then, onward! Onward to me, men of Gondor, for the memory of Arnor, for Cordolan, for Arthedain. Defy the shadow and ride with me to victory. And behind you, streaming down this road into the field of battle, come a bunch of very young men with like shoddy armor, but they wear the crest of Gondor. And they've ridden since March up through the fields of battle. Before them, they sweep the enemy away and they start to cower. Even as you're wounded, you look up and you see the valor in their eye. Over half of them succumb to the wounds of the enemy as they just get mowed down, but their charge and the frosting in their eyes drives them back into the walls of Fornost. I want somebody to give me a D2.
Out of you, go for it.
Someone else, not me.
Hey!
Hey.
And as they all run screaming, many of them cut down as they turn tail. The rain clears. The sun starts to shine. As you sit upon the battlefield, dumbstruck on how this happened. You find the body of Dunlendings trampled, but with a soft smile on his face. As the Knights of Gondor, the squires, the wannabe knights, mop up everybody else. And the enemy retreats into Fornost. The rain subsides and the siege of Fornost begins. That's it.